Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Mama told me not to come. Boy, I tell you what, I miss some good Three Dog Night. Uh, there are so many great songs from the 60s and 70s and beyond. Anyway, how are you all beautiful people? Golly, I'm already tongue-tied. I need to go back to bed. My day is stuck. It is over. Welcome to the Martini Lunch. I hope, Mitchell, wherever you are, buddy, I hope that you get to enjoy the next 30 minutes as a stress free, no drama, comedy, and debauchery zone. How are you beautiful people doing? It is Monday. Time to punch the day in the face if you haven't already done it. It is golly, it is what it is, right, folks? It's I don't know. It's so weird. So I was like thinking to myself like, what is the time like at the time? What is the news like? Is there time to read anything? And it's all the same boring news, just a different scenario, and that sucks. That sucks. Listen, Mitchell, what's up? Shaney, what's up? So if you, it is humid in this house, probably because we're all getting ready to float away. I can't wait to see I don't know. We'll probably do a drought. Hey, speaking of, that just kind of reminded me. So, have you ever noticed that like it'll rain a lot, and then like you'll hear like, oh, like like a week after it's done raining, you'll hear, oh, we're down an inch for the year from the average, and I'm like, what are you talking about, so man? The news is depressing. It is depressing, and that's uh, I don't have anything good to say about that. I wanted to say that I'm here to try to bring some enlightenment to the news, lightheartedness, but that doesn't ever work. I mean, there's no fun to it because it's the same thing. It's on rewind. I don't know. I might look into some of it, but it is the first day of August. Can you believe we made it to this point? Nerd, what's up? We made it to August. Um, it's golly, man, the years rush by. It's this is a first for me because I has had a very busy first part of the year, and it's like then I got done. I had like a week or two to breathe, and then went right back into very busy part of the year. Like you guys, you know what you need to do. You need to take a day next like very short period of time. You need to organize your life. Because for me, I know if my life were organized, I feel like I would have so many more hours during the day. Instead, I'm stuck here constantly rambling on, trying to figure out where I am, what I'm doing. The White Rabbit's here. Awesome. Um, uh, it is I don't know, organization seems like it would help a lot. I don't know. It is what it is, right? But to it, I was not wanting my alarm to go off this morning. What happened to me was uh, I fell asleep early last night. I was like, oh, thank goodness. Then I woke up, and then I put on the movie The Northman because I heard like it was really good. And I was like, if I watch that, I'll fall asleep maybe, or maybe it's just gonna be so awesome that I don't fall asleep. Um, I don't know if I liked it or not. I'm gonna have to watch it again. I mean, honest to goodness, what is wrong? Do you remember when I don't know, say like, oh, Jesus, it was probably 3 years ago. I can't remember the time anymore. When everything seemed like it used to be like, oh, this looks like a fun movie, and then oh, you know what? I'll tell you what. It's when they started having to have a political message in every movie. Uh, oh, there's a great what do they call it? Cartoon Fresh, something like that. And I watch them. It's a they do like a weekly cartoon, which is impressive that they get something out that much. It's a YouTube channel, and it's just two dudes sitting on a couch, and like one guy's not paying attention, the other guy's watching these commercials, and it's I don't know, it's the commercials for the show or whatever. Cartoon Fresh, is that it? Is that or the what I said? I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, they were watching these commercials and it was like, what was the commercial for? It was like, um, we're tired of living in a world that isn't, uh, I don't know, isn't politically correct enough. We have this, we need more rights and more, I don't know what all. It was like a bunch of Antifa stuff and everything. I can't think of like. Hey, I guess they just haven't really made fun of that stuff appropriately to be able to do it. But anyway, then it goes. Like at the end of the commercial, it says Pringles potato crisp, and the guy's like, "That's a commercial." Like all it was about like everybody's bad. But anyway, um, it's it was I don't know. I thought it was a good commercial, so to speak, or not commercial, but good cartoon. Anyway, yeah. Without that saying, there is. I wanted to jump stuff. Oh, hey. Let me see. Show you guys. Let's start showing you guys what I look at. Right. Uh, our buddy Peter Kane is being harassed by a vampire. Okay, I don't know if you guys realize this or not. I mean, this guy, all these. I would think it would be like all these freaks, right? Like they hang out together, like Bigfoot, Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy. These monsters, right? Monsters and Russians are all hanging out together, and they know that he's an easy target. Um. Oh, wait a second. That actually is a commercial, White Rabbit. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, there's another one about Oreos. Have you seen that? Where they're making fun of Oreos. It's like, uh, are you gay? Have you tried being gay? Let's be gay. Oreos. It was like one of those. It's like the guy's like, what does that have to do with anything? And he like asks his roommate who's sitting there playing on his phone or whatever, and he's like, I don't know, but I could go for some Oreos right now. I mean, it was a bizarre take on where commercials are going. It's no longer about the product; it's about the movement of whatever it is today. And it's like, why can't we just be like, ooh, Oreos? Remember those? They taste good and go great with milk. I mean, what else do you need? I don't understand advertising something based on uh, fair trade with Colombia or something. But anyway, guys, this is serious. Let's act that way right now. So our friend Peter Kane, dog trainer. All right, this is his latest video. There's a vampire after him. Look at this chick. Look at this. I mean, you got to worry about him. He has his buddy over here, but like over here is the vampire chick, and I watched this video for you guys, so you didn't have to watch it. And she's like, "You have 3 days to contact me." And it's like all this weird stuff, and he's like watching it on his phone, like when it's over, he's like, "Oh snap!" Like that's weird. Anyway, I'm gonna try to get a hold of Peter Kane. I've decided that now he just lives such an interesting life. He's a man of wonder. Um, I think he would fit in well here. Just need to get a hold of him. I don't know how to yet. I guess he probably has an email or something. Uh, I do know. Hey, look at this. I wanted to show this.
Well,
Wait,
well,
wait, wait,
well.
wait.
So good to
No, I don't want to hear that. So he has a membership thing, And for $99 a month, this is what I was interested in. $99 a month, you get access from perks, and you, let's see here. Exclusive live stream. That's what it is. You get exclusive live stream from the cream of the crop, one-on-one Q&A with dog behavior. So for $100 a month, you get a live stream every month with him. And I'm thinking, man, you know what? That'd be awesome. I want to be a big time YouTuber, so I can pay for that. Wouldn't that be neat? And then I could tell you guys, like, with the conversations with Peter, you could give me questions. I could ask him. But yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah, Peter Kane, dog trainer, is awesome. Let's see here. I want to do. Let's see. I mean, I really am, guys. I really am looking at like the news. Do we know who Charles Payne is? Did I miss that? Mm. Who's Charles Payne? Hang on, let me see what this is. Looks like he's a dude, like a morning news dude. No, stop it, stop it. I hate autoplay. It's not supposed to be happening. Who's this guy? He's not Peter Kane. He's Charles Payne. Let's see who Charles Payne is. Am I like the only person? Have you guys answered that already? Um, Charles Payne. You got me. So is he interesting? Is he not interesting? Oh yeah, he's on like Fox News or something. Well, I mean, he's a cool guy, but he's not that interesting to talk about him. All right, let's do one better here. I got something here. So I want to do a video on this later. All right, I'll give you guys a heads up here. Let's go. Let's jump down the crazy rabbit hole. You ready? This is some crazy stuff here. This is what I want to do later is Taylor's business, her Facebook page. Let's see, we'll do a little bit here on the photos. So you can see, there's the lovely lady of the dark. I mean, I'm sorry, but I can't help but think that there's some, like, Satanism involved here. Oh, wait a second here. I just saw this. The comment here, I think that's her hairdresser. I don't understand a lot of these pictures. Like, I have no idea what this means. Is that like a talisman or something? Does that conjure up like baby Satan? I don't know. Oh, she has a child. Oh, some Green Bay bling. Is that is that like a Masonic lodge symbol, or is that like uh, a Dark Lord of the Night type thing? I don't know this. Oh, wait, hold on. That's what we had the full shot. There we go. So imagine that. Would you let that woman tie you up? Would you let her? Oh, is that a dream catcher? She has a between the boobie dream catcher. Would you let that woman tie you up? I don't think so. One, I don't. Chicks in cardigans. Not a good sign. Um, Two, it's like, well, I don't know. It's a lot of weird going on. It's a lot of weird. But let's see. Oh, look at this. Face paint arm sleeves. I don't know what that means. But she wears Nikes when everybody else is wearing Adidas pants. So that's interesting, right? Oh, what's this? The Grinch and Oops All Berries. I don't know what this is either. The Healthy Place. Well, she's worried about her health. You know, she had to keep her strength up. She has to keep that strength up so she'd be uh top cat condition. Oh, what's this? What, the right to choose your vendor has been revoked by the DOC. Here's our stance. We strongly believe that the competition is the only way to protect consumers and that all consumers deserve protection. We are standing in support of two new bills. One in the state assembly, one in the Senate that will make sure that incarcerated people and their families have at least three vendors to choose from. Oh, yeah, because, in prison, you need to make sure that you have uh, the top snacks. These instead, like, you're just removed from society because you're not you can't work in society. Oh, there we go. We gotta love the selfie with the duck face. I think that hides the fangs. Um, maybe if she spends much time on a treadmill as she did on sharpening knives. I don't know who this is. Let me show that. Oh, she's got her car's broken. Like the front wheel doesn't even touch the ground. That's messed up. Oh, she has that cloak, that Little Red Riding Hood cloak. Um, yeah, that's weird. Oh, there's that rose again. I think I went full circle now. Yeah, I did. Anyway, so yeah, that's our Wonder Girl. Tom Gillis Golf, how you doing? Shaney. That's like Super V said hi to Shaney. And sorry. Uh, no, Rabbit, don't say stuff like that. We like it being there, so that way I can do videos on that later. I can't wait. It's gonna be a deep dive into her stuff. There's a bunch of stuff like this. But yeah, isn't that interesting though? I don't understand. I still don't understand what that thing is. The mule or whatever pendulum she has there. Uh, but I do understand that she is a sicko. So let's see here. Is there another? Let's see if there's any more news. Guys, so last night had uh, a live stream with Cool Frog on it, and we were both talking about how it is your life. Like these past couple of weeks have been really, really busy, and I've realized like right now, like I should have opened the blinds before I started doing this show. I've got blackout noise canceling blinds, and I just really don't know when it's day and when it's night anymore. I haven't seen the daylight in a couple days. It's weird to feel that way. Uh, it's not healthy for your body. When I see Tom Gillis golf in there, it makes me think. I really wish I was at a golf course. What I do wrong with the chat? 'Cause I know reading is hard. Reading is very hard. Um, Checking, how you doing? Hey, guess what? Checking. Just was saw that some tailored business stuff that I need to cover, and so I was just going through that. Um, yeah, you might live with a vampire. That's not good. I tell you what, that is not good. My eyes feel like slits uh of themselves. They're just I can't open them up wide. I can't. Light bothers me. I feel like hissing at the sun now. Um, I have many convictions. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird time, But hey, Friday night went well. If Mitchell's still here, that was a fun time. We had a great after show. I wish you guys could have been there, but it was uh, just some, I don't know, more house cleaning stuff. Trying to see where things are going. Listen, tonight I might be doing the show. I might be doing a, I don't know what time show. If everything goes right at 8:30, I might be joining another cast. So look for that. Of course, you always wonder what happens. You always wait and wonder. But it'll be 8:30 tonight, Eastern time. 8:30 Eastern time, normal time. I gotta get this weird thing off here. Let's see if I can find like a live stream of outside, so I can look at what outside looks like. Uh, has anything else happened? Has there been? I don't think there is anything big news, right? Oh. Wait. I just messed that up. What is that? Official trailer? Andor? I don't think I can't do another. Oh, Star Wars. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. They're going to kill me. Yeah. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Hang on a second, everybody. Yeah. Um, let's see here. Sorry, I'm out of it again. Still. By the way, if you look into the chat here, Checking Convictions is my first member. I want to congratulate her and say welcome to the club. I'll get you the integration stuff isn't working for some reason for me, and I think that's probably user error. And the integration is to the members only part of Discord. So it's and then also Friday Night Live will be going after the stream. Instead of worrying about restreaming Friday Night Live and having to take out all the stuff, all the copyright stuff, it's just gonna be dumped into members only. So it will be live on Friday. Then after the show's over, I'm gonna put that members only. Uh, so that's the big news here. Finally, oh, and you guys will love this. So I know I always get stuck. YouTube news is like the only thing. That's part of my getting organized life. Like I want to get this stuff straightened out so I can just go on autopilot and be able to just focus on doing shows, right? There was a time when I could do that, and it was a miserable time because I had nobody listening. I've got shows where I go, oh, well, nobody's going to listen to this anyway. And I put those up. But anyway, we'll be doing, there's a couple more things that I want to do there, but we're going to try out with the members right now with that. And then later on, do maybe a different member level. But that's not neither here nor there. But yeah, thank you, Checking Convictions. That shows support. That's awesome. I didn't realize all this stuff we're learning is. I love you, Checking Convictions. Thank you. Um, that is awesome. Hang on a second here. Let me get you on StreamYard so I'll pull that comment up. I really feel bad that I've got to. I still got that image up right there. Maybe if I just went back to this. Boom. There you go. Convictions is one of the greatest people there are. If you go to my channels, Checking Conviction should be one of the channels that I follow. You'll see it. It has her emblem, her channel's avatar should be up there. Go over there, give her a subscribe, give her go and listen to her stuff, and when she's live, tell her that you came over from here. She is an awesome, awesome lady, and we just love having her over here. Um, but anyway, yeah, that's thank you, Convictions. That's awesome. uh, you were my first, so you'll always have a special place in my heart. I'll try to get Volstorm to say that later on. Whenever I see, whenever he comes back. Um, but anyway, yeah. Let's see here. What else is the? Oh yeah. So tonight. So let's see here. Let me see if I'm still. Let me check this out because I got the invite. Where'd it go? Um, let's see here. Where is? All right. So if everything works, 8:30 tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Madcore is going to be doing a live show. So I'm looking at doing, which got invited to a lot of the same people that do a lot of the streams with me got invited to as well, and I will be sitting over there. I want to give him a full attention, so I'll be. I'm thinking about doing an early show. And here's the thing, y'all. A lot of y'all know who Level Headed is. Another great, great dude. Um, wants the voice to say it. Oh, he'll say it. He'll say it. Um, uh, oh, I'm on my phone, or so maybe it'll show up on my computer. Um, what are you wanting to show up? See, this is what happens. The chat, you guys have become alive. You realize that? Like I'm watching this, and I'm like, I'm looking at the chat. I'm like, I don't know where I jump in anymore. It's the coolest chat I've ever seen. Y'all really do rock. But anyway, so what I was thinking about doing was so talking to Level Headed. Level Headed said that he's been looking at most people. The best time of day, evidently through people that have studied it, is a of course, the Martini Lunch, and he's a big fan. I think he's like he wants some noontime coverage. Oh, it's about time for Mitchell to leave. So, Mitchell, stay safe today, brother. Have a good rest of your day, and punch it in the face. Lori's here. How you doing, Lori? Um. Anyway, oh, memberships. It's a join button. Which last night I was so happy I got to announce that it was up, it was going, and then I didn't. All I had to do was I did all the steps, and I had to scroll back up and click a join, click the button to make it active, and I didn't do that. I'm like, what an idiot I am. Um. Anyway, there's you get badges, and then you get. I'm working on some extra emojis. I got the first emoji out, and then of course you get the first step. The main thing is that you get the Discord invite. If you're on Discord, we have a members only. So only members of this channel will be able to post and be in there. So that way it's a no drama. It's the same thing that you love here. And that's been the hard part is trying to get that well moderated. So, but we're awesome. We're rocking and rolling. Nobody sees the join button. It should be at the top. Um, yeah, it should be. Let's see here. Oh, that's my voice. I don't want to hear that. Yeah, it will say at the top of the YouTube. It's like it's Monday. I have no tags for this. Why do I have no tags up? And oh, Shady, welcome to the One Hump Camels. Awesome. So you did see it. Uh, my first thing was, and I was told that I shouldn't do it, is yoga pants aren't pants, but that would be hard to put into a GIF. Having pantless wonders running around. But anyway, um, there you go, Shani. Awesome. Uh, let's see, what else was there? What's up, Sinbad? How you doing? Sinbad just talked about tonight, and the schedule too. So, what do you guys think? I don't know. I was thinking like this would work out twice. So, Levelhead talking to him, and we were going over like when the best time for people is and what they want. Okay, and I know I do a late night at 10:30, and that's been working. But I was thinking, boy, wouldn't it be nice if like maybe like I don't know if that's the best time for everyone. And I was like, it'd be nice also if there was some, sleep involved in my life, like normal sleep. Like I want to get up in the morning and do stuff. I miss mornings. I really do. Uh, and then anyway, so he said that there was I don't know, an analysis came up, something said that the most people are on YouTube like 5 to 7 Eastern time. And right, yeah, 5 to 7 Eastern time, and that was their commute home from work. And I thought that might be a good one because that kind of goes with my same thing about doing the Martini Lunch. Uh, the Martini Lunch got started. Nicholas, what's up? Uh, Dude, it's the bell goes off, man. It's weird. You have to always make sure. That's another thing is that if you're not getting notifications, and you come back here, look at your stuff, like turn the bell on if it's not on, turn it off, and then turn it back on. So that was like I said, guys, I'm working hard on trying to get this stuff act like all like a smooth machine. You gotta check these things, and you have to. Like I've watched a documentary on World War I. Okay, World War I. Like I know, I've seen everything I think there is ever been produced about World War II. So I mean, I became a meme. We're talking about like I like a 7-year-old kid watching these documentaries. But World War I never interested me. Well, now it does because I saw the movie 1917. If you guys haven't seen 1917, that is a great movie. It has nothing to do uh, with the war so much. It's not so much as a war movie. Gosh, you just gotta see it for the cinematography. Sinbad. Let's see, I need to go right here and highlight that. Sinbad, you got this nailed. I miss sleep. I'm on the same time zone as you and Rabbit, so whatever time you do is fine with me. Thank you. I have to keep I have to keep reset my bell daily. YouTube's becoming ridiculous. Yeah, so this one's going to. It's like I saw this thing on World War I, right? And it was a long documentary. It was like 2 hours long. So I fell asleep to it. I know. I fall asleep to war documentaries. That's weird. I know. But well, I think what the problem is that I'm falling asleep every time I'm able to sit down. So I watched it. Then it went into like like whatever comes on next was like World War II or something. Or like the next thing that came up was like, they suckered me with the title. They got me in with like, this is something I never heard of before. So I started watching this, and it's like, I don't know, maybe it was like Hitler's plan for the United States. I was like, oh, that sounds interesting because like I'm sure he didn't expect the end of the world. Let's see what that was gonna be. Like, how are you gonna? I thought maybe we'd talk about like military strategy, stuff like that. I don't know what it was because I didn't make it 2 minutes into it. But now on my homepage, when I sign into YouTube, it's World War II, and I'm like, first of all, I wanted World War I, but it's all armchair historian type stuff. I mean, some great documentaries that are incredible, but it's all. Oh, you get notifications via Twitter. Awesome. Yeah, hey guys, my Twitter is at caveat peritum. So go check that out. I do this stream does it goes to Twitter, so you have like Twitter notifications turned on there. I used to tweet so much. Sinbad's a member. How you doing, Sinbad? But you guys are gonna keep me busy today. I gotta make sure everybody gets links to the Discord members only. Uh, but anyway, it's and there should be an integration too. By the way, they say you can integrate all that stuff. You know what else they also told me is that I could do a store on on integrated with YouTube. And guess what? Last night I woke up and that's when I started watching The Northman. I have a whole store set up and it's not even on. Like I can't get it linked over to YouTube. Oh, good. And my tabs didn't stick either. Hang on here. So upsetting. I just wanted stickers and T-shirts because I thought it'd be cool. I need some new clothes. Is why. Uh, Nicholas Taylor, you like history before the Napoleonic Wars and after the Napoleonic Wars? That's a big thing. Uh, yeah, the YouTube addiction is crazy. It is. It is crazy. I don't even watch regular TV anymore. And YouTube, they used to want. Now, let me tell you, like back in the old days. Okay, you guys ready for this? This is the cool story. This is where I say time isn't real. So back in the old days, back in my time when I got started on YouTube 10 months ago, they wanted 10-minute videos. All right. Now they want live streamers. Well, let me tell you what old expert in that meantime went from doing 10-minute videos to a live streamer, not because of oh this is wonderful like I know I was because I was forced to, but yeah I was ahead of the curve, and where's the reward for that? There's no big. I have no idea. There's no algorithm. You just have to stay out there punching out videos, and you get your stuff up there eventually. But history before the wars is greater than history. Oh, duh. You know Nicholas Taylor. If I knew how to read, that might be good. Yeah. How are you doing? Yaya is also a member. Saul. So anyway, welcome her. Yaya, I'm gonna be busy today. I gotta put in invites to the Discord thing. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't see Sully here. Oh yeah, Sully's here. Sully, how do I get invites to the members? You guys, Sully is a great dear friend, and she loves Discord. She'd never heard of Discord before, and she became a rabid partaker of it since hanging out here, and she is. Let's see here. Send destinations won't get comments. What's that? Did I miss that? Sorry. I'm looking at. I'm going through two different pages right now. So I'm looking at the YouTube stream, and I'm looking at the StreamYard stream, which are two different. So anyway, yeah, Sully has. Uh, she loves Discord now, and she's like, she loves my Discord. She's like, oh, well, keep it clean and all the stuff. Like it is the no drama zone, right? Well, what happened is that with drama started leaking in to Discord, so I took it down and stripped everything out, and wanted to do like because there's so many people keep asking on YouTube, what's your Discord? I'm like, it's not an open because like some people have, I mean, some creators you'll go into their Discord and they'll have stuff like porno type things like in there. I'm like, I say like things. I mean like servers within their server. And I'm like, I would just want like just the people that really want it. So anyway, that's why we got the members only. It'll be a completely no drama thing. You put your stuff in there. I say no drama thing. It's for membership. So hopefully you guys find your way into it. I'll send you guys all invites. Uh, I just gotta figure out how to do it. All right. So I remember I was offering memberships yesterday and didn't figure out how to do it. I didn't have it showing. I spent last night doing a what happened to my? I spent last night doing a Teespring store and then forgot how to put it up. So I am my ideas outrun my abilities. Isn't that something else? So let's see. What if I do this? Copy that. All right, check this out. So I'm gonna put this. Rally, what's up? You're stupid. Whatever, man. You were doing it live last night. You're doing fine. I want you to come on uh, one of these shows, man. I gotta get you on here. I don't know what's keeping us from that happening. Sorry. All right, watch this. Let's see. This should maybe work. So this should go to the thing. So I pinned at the top. There's a expert store. It's funny. Okay, like I just wanted a shirt so everybody could wear. If you want to be the expert, you just walk around. It has the logo. Uh, I don't know. I mean, it's funny. Once you get your logo done right, it shows you more stuff you can put it on. So I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna just start offering all this stuff because, like, really, I was like, I would buy all this stuff myself. Like, I would. I am such a brand person. How cool would it be if you could have your own brand? Like that's what I always thought. I've been trying to figure out how to do a monogram. Like, so I would get like polo shirts that were plain, and then take them somewhere and have like a monogram put on there. I really want to have. Well, I'm not gonna tell you guys. You'll steal my idea. No, I'm kidding. But like like something cool that like most people don't have. Like I've got one polo shirt. It came from J Crew. It has a crab as like the little critter on there, and instead of like Ralph Lauren has the polo. Uh, Psycho Bunny has the skull and crossbones with a bunny outline. I wanted like J Crew had a crab, and I was like, what would be a really cool one? Like I'd love to do. I mean, that's how my mind thinks. I'm always thinking like weird stuff like that, right? Um, what I miss. Oh, hang on a second. How do I put that up? See, this is the problem about being on two things at once. Um, awesome. The third membership. Others are Long Lumber and Rob the Lawyer. Peter. Yes. I'm going to join Meme Copian. That is awesome, Sinbad. Thank you so much, and I hope that you enjoy it here. We're just gonna have a good time. Everything is all fun. I'm so sick and tired. There's not gonna be any more drama. There was drama, and it had to be exercised out. It was just so bad, and it's weird. Um, I don't mind telling you guys because I don't keep things behind closed doors. That's whenever people want or start asking about that, I'm like, whoa, 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 wait a second here. Like, keep your hands clean. Like, present everything out there. I just avoid names and stuff and let you guys figure it out. But somebody came in and wanted to be like a YouTube manager for like a bunch of people that friends of the show, other people, and did it very nefariously. And as soon as he got involved in my stuff, I took it all out. I took it all down. And so you guys that stuck with me. Are thank you, Yaya. Thank you. Um, you that stuck with me are you're part of that family. It's just I'm not gonna let some rotten mole come in here and start saying the way things need to be done. I've done this all by myself. I'll do it all by myself again. I enjoy having guests on, but I don't need people coming in and start saying, "Oh, things need to be this way," or "You need to do it like this." Just because, like, I'm a small creator, all of a sudden they think like, "Oh, well, this person," they're used to a lot of these small creators are people who so they got YouTube famous overnight. They hit one or two videos that really hit the algorithm. And then someone like me, who I've got 888 videos. This should be, I think this one right now is 890. So, congratulations to 890. But anyway, it is what it is. There's, uh, somebody came in and started pushing around stuff. It's like these small creators like myself. They got famous real quick. YouTube. They got monetized. They got the views overnight. They're easy to manipulate because they don't know that this channel. You in the audience are my. Oh, you know what? That's the same thing. RJ63 had the same problem. I want a white rabbit shirt that says "Prepare to go down the rabbit hole." That is hilarious. Oh my gosh, rabbit, you got to do it. You got to do it. Yeah, rally. Everybody uses their phone. It's the greatest. Um, yeah, yeah. Do you know some of the drama? Is that what the head smack is? Oh my gosh, two requests for White Rabbit merch. It's like the poor girl is stuck with him. What are we gonna do? Hey, I'll tell you what you can do. White Rabbit has her channel is nothing but the best dog shorts you'll ever see. These dogs are wonderfully trained, masters of everything they do, which I was the one that did all that, right? Um, anyway, they're the dogs, and she is also in my channels. Thunder Love. Yeah, you can catch up anytime. We'll just catch up now. We're just talking about some YouTube stuff. You know what, Thunder Love? I was gonna do some news for the day, and I looked at it. I was like, "This news is crap. Nobody wants to talk about this." So that's all you're missing. But yeah, White Rabbit is at the bottom of my channel. Where's my channel? Maybe I could put her thing up. Um, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? If I actually did something for somebody. Oh wait a second, I put that right there. No wait, I've got too many things in my mind. Too many things in my mind. I'm thinking too many things. Uh, which is hard because I've got a weak mind. It's been worn out by. All right, she has 84 subscribers. She gets to 100, she can name her page, and then she'll be easier to find. Ooh, wouldn't that be something? Easier to find. All right, let's see here. Here we go. Paste. Bingo. All right, and then we get her a store, so she'd have down the rabbit hole stuff. Um, she is the White Rabbit because I love that Jefferson Airplane song, and I love the Matrix, and I love the fact that it's Follow the White Rabbit because as soon as I met her, I've always been trying to catch her, and I never can. She is to this day still my greatest challenge. Uh, it's I'm like Elmer Fudd hunting Bugs Bunny. She would be my Bugs Bunny. She is an incredible person and my absolute soulmate, and has saved me more than once. So, yeah, please go over and check her out. Subscribe to her stuff. Let's get her to 100 so we can get her a normal page name. Volstorm's here. Volstorm, are you going to be live streaming with me tonight? Oh, hey, by the way, Volstorm, you have to say to Checking Convictions, you need to say, Convictions, you were my first. Because she was the first member over here. And I told her that I would get you to do that for her. So I appreciate that, buddy. Thanks for doing that. But anyway, Volstorm, are you going to be on tonight with Madcore? I saw the invite he sent out. Your name was on there. So yeah, I'm interested. I haven't had a chance to talk to Madcore since his big demonetization. It was somebody explained it to me. I still didn't understand it, but his channel isn't gone. It's just that the way the okay, it's like time isn't real, right? YouTube time, it doesn't fall in anything normal. So he'll be. It's like he got demonetized, but he didn't. I mean, like I guess like he has to wait to rejoin the program. I don't understand. I really don't understand. It's hard for me to figure out. I didn't figure that out today. So, but anyway, he's 60 days off. And this is a guy. He's like, yeah, I just put up playing video game things, and now he's gotten into uh, LawTube, and all that's just the the Captain Jack, Pirates of the Caribbean stuff. It's amazing how YouTubers outdid the algorithms. What happened? They weren't expecting that to happen. Uh, Fallstorm's got to check his schedule, and what is it? I want to cover the fee for request. Yeah, well, he's not monetized, so. Balsam, I haven't talked to him in days. He disappeared. He went to a orange ops site, I think, instead of a black ops site. He was kind of in and out. Uh, oh yeah, Nicholas, it is too much resist. It's great. Let's see here. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so yeah, what else you guys? That'll be it's a Madcore Mofo, and I'll put a link when he gets his thing up. I'll put it in my channel stuff, and then I'll put a what's the other link? I'll put it on Twitter as well. Again, over at Twitter, I'm at Caveat Peritum. I'm on Getter. Dude, I don't know what you guys use. Fair and Balance, what's up? How you doing? Everybody, Fair and Balance is here. Oh my gosh, you guys, please go. Hang on, I gotta find her site now. You guys, please. I still don't have my stuff done smoothly, Farron. You can't imagine that, can you? Guys, please go and watch yesterday with Farron Balanced Mama. Oh my gosh, that was I told you I was like, you gotta get your mom on there, and you're like, no. The other night, I was so ecstatic when you did it. I took a picture right before my Labrador. There's a picture of I'm watching Farron Balance and her mom, and I've got my chocolate Labradors on the bed. Like right before I took that picture, he was looking the other way, watching the TV screen. That's the picture I was trying to grab. But then he turned right to the camera, so he's kind of dark looking because it just the way it worked was just it was a clear photo, but it was turned weirdly wrong. But oh yeah, oh your mom was awesome. You're great. Yeah, it's go to again. It's at Caveat Peritum. I need to put that in here. Let's see here. Uh, you can tell I used to have other things besides the expert. All right, so that's my Twitter that went there. So you guys can see that picture. But we gotta get fair and balanced. I knew there was somebody I was missing. Where's this go? Oh wait a second. Hey Farron, which one do I send people to? Um Chihuahua this morning goes, we have almost 3,000 views. That's like most ever got right. Yeah, mom. That is awesome. Just keep her. I mean, I'm serious. Like, if you do that as a Sunday thing, holy cow, holy cow. Um, but this is let's see here. So this is fair and balanced, but I think that's not the right one. It's unbalanced is what you want to go to, isn't it? She's had a lot of YouTube problems, so that is a that always sucks. There's fair and balanced. All right, if you guys are not subscribed to her, please go check her out. She's a dear friend of the show. I would not be monetized complaining about a lack of sleep without her. And I'm afraid we're going to lose her to a big network. and that's gonna suck for me. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be like, I don't have Farron doing goofy stuff, and people don't understand. And oh, hey, I'll tell you what, Farron, if you're still there, I want to get. I'm actually want Peter Kane. Have you seen? He's now there's a vampire that's in love with him. Peter Kane, dog trainer, and Bigfoot victim. Um, and he. Oh, thank you, White Rabbit. Put up Fair and Bounce's locals. That's the one to go to. Uh, oh, you're not. You're not. Um, hey, do you? Yeah, exactly. Do you want to just come jump on real quick and tell everybody what's going on? Then you can do whatever you want to do. YouTube, Rumble, and locals. We're staying awesome. Um, let me do this. You know what? I just need to start doing these every day. I'm not a very good friend. I apologize. Are you gonna be on? Yeah. All right. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna send it to your Twitter. I think I am. Yeah. There we go. All right. There's that, and then there is that, and there you go. I hope that goes to this one. But yeah, Farron is awesome. Oh, Yaya's over at Farron, so you know that's good. Um. Oh, Peter Kane's vampire stalker. He has to protect his goats. Oh my gosh, it is that is awesome. Yeah, thank you, Shane. Don't forget to hit that like button. The let's see here. I'm gonna go over here. Where do we go to Farron? Unbalanced. Unbalanced. I think that's it. I don't know if I have that right, and that's gonna upset me. Wait. Let's see, Farron Unbalanced. So she also has a backup channel, and she needs subs on this. So let's go over here and paste. All right, that's Farron's second YouTube. And then, isn't that sad? You have to have a backup YouTube channel. It shouldn't be that way. By the way, oh gosh, that's one. Hopefully, if Farron gets here, I can ask her the latest on Nick Rekieta. Y'all are aware of who Nick is, right? Nick Rekieta is a lawyer that started doing YouTube several years ago. He got real big covering the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, and then he covered the AH Captain Jack stuff, and he uh, hang on a second. You guys know I can't type and talk at the same time. So he hang on, bring this back over here. We're gonna put this up and paste and go. All right, guys. So, but anyway, so Nick Rekieta put a video up that was kind of like controversial, I guess, and she never watched him. I love that. Yeah, with the winky. Anyway, hey, Farron, I'm gonna put you on. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, a woman that needs no introduction, but is so much fun saying, "It's fair and balanced." How are you doing?
What's going on, the expert? How you doing?
Oh, I'm just trying to get the Martini Lunch back going to a normal thing. It's the afternoon is great. There's no drama usually in this. But how are you? You and your mom was so awesome.
And
That was
like
so
I said,
awesome.
I love the tweet. That was so cute. I love when people have their.
Uh oh, we lost her. We lost her. I heard a noise and then it
Oh
went.
no.
Oh, there
Can you
you
hear
go.
me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm on my phone, so I don't know why it does this stupid thing. But yeah, no. So no, I love when people get their pets involved. when
That is hilarious.
hmm
Oh,
but no, like I said, like my mom woke up this morning, or she like woke me up and she was like, "Hey," she's like, "We have over 3,000 views on that video. That's like the most you've ever gotten, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, mom. Yeah."
that is awesome. Now, will she be watching that? Does she know to like that you'll get views throughout the day and stuff?
Oh yeah, I mean, like even last night, like I
Mhm.
was showing her like how many. I was like, yeah, I was like, we had about. She's like, how many people were watching live? Like 50, and I was like, oh, we had almost like 600, and she was like, wait, are you serious? Like, so now, and and trust me, folks, like leaving TV
Mhm.
and then going into streaming, like my parents at first did not understand it. They're like, this doesn't have any health insurance. You don't have this. You don't have that, and I'm like. I'm telling you guys, like you
It's the
start
future.
small. Yeah, you start small, but it's the future of the way the news is going. Um, it is what it is. And now she's like starting to see kind of how it works. She saw the setup yesterday.
Mhm.
She figured out how super chats work. Like it's she's a straight up boomer generation, but they're all starting to kind of figure it out. And yeah, it was pretty comical yesterday. And then she had it up on the TV after we were all done and had my dad watch
Oh,
it,
that's
and it
awesome.
was
Yeah,
just
because
yeah.
for me, like when okay, I was watching you probably like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago,
Hmm.
and you're just doing your news broadcast, right?
Hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like I really felt there's two things. One, I felt like I was watching national news again, and two, I felt a connection, and that was the greatest part. And that's something where in YouTube, I mean, there'll be that point where you don't have that connection. When you get so big, you have new people coming in. But right now, and again, thank you for popping in here. I'm glad you're able to share everything with everybody. It's people see that, and you don't see that with the national news people. You don't see that with even the
Right.
local news people. They don't come around and tell you about their lives and stuff. It's really
Hmm.
cool. It's really cool.
Well,
Um,
well, first of all, thanks for saying it looks like a national news thing, because let me tell you, like StreamYard, I mean, like I said, like whenever I have like those graphics or when I'm having all that different stuff pop up, I mean, it reminds me a little bit of like how it would be on newscasts and what have you, where you have like your
mhm.
graphics up next to your head or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's. I mean, I'm working on the show all day. I'm gathering, information. I'm gathering videos for you guys. I mean, and it's one of these things where I like it because I'm completely in control of my content. Not that
Yes.
I wasn't, like, for example, like when I was at RT America, but it's just one of these things where I don't have to toe any corporate line whatsoever. I talked about the other day. There's a girl, Kim Iverson, who
Hmm.
is really, really big. And then she started doing stuff on The Hills Rising, if you've ever seen it.
Mm.
And I talked about it this morning on my locals. She has been very much questioning a lot of stuff as far as COVID, research, what have you.
Hmm.
Well, here it was that The Hill Rising, which is like an internet show,
Hmm.
um, they got Fauci on. They booked Fauci,
Hmm.
and she was like, okay, I'm going to be one of the hosts that's going to interview him.
Oh wow.
And Fauci's team asked the producers of The Hills Rising, like, hey, who's going to be the hosts for this?
Yeah.
And they didn't give her name, because they figured, oh, because she streams from LA into the show,
Yeah.
and they were like, oh, okay, like she's not going to be there anyway, so we won't give her name. Well, she was like, no, I will be there. If anybody should be asking him questions, it's me, because I've been constantly asking him questions on the show,
Yeah.
and wanting to get him on. Well, then they come back Monday morning and they're like, yeah, we talked to his team. We're not going to tell him that you're doing it. You're going to do a couple segments and then you're done. And she said, like, she kind of brought a lot of numbers over to Rising.
Uh
And she
huh.
was like, you know what? I told my audience that I would never be censored, that no one was ever going to keep me quiet. And she goes, the fact that they did this I have to leave. I would be
Oh,
lying to my
wow.
audience. And she left. And, you know, it was like I said,
Wow.
I'm telling this to my parents, and my mom's like, see, she shouldn't have done that. You know, she's going to lose health insurance. You know, that's the big thing is
Yeah.
they all worry
Health
about health
insurance.
insurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm like, Mom, you have no idea. They needed her more than she needed them. And I was like, and this is the direction where stuff is going. That, you know,
Yeah.
people don't like, you know, watching the mainstream media because they just look at it and it's like, okay, who are you serving in this story or in this newscast? You know, and again, I even talked about it on my locals this morning,
Mm-hmm.
where you have all these senators and stuff come on and they get interviewed. They're
Oh.
never asked tough questions because they want to have them come back on. And it's like, you're never going to hear or see Mitch McConnell or Lindsey Graham get actual hard questions thrown at them because, you know, it's a 24-hour news cycle. It's hard to book people. I've been there. And to keep them coming back, they just throw them softball after softball questions. And people are sick of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. We got more pets on the show.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, they're all barking.
Oh, yeah. Hey, listen. Yeah, well, I mean, anybody who's ever heard.
Hey.
I'm surprised my blue tick coonhound has been quiet during this. But, yeah, so everybody in the tube land, Farron gave a great example of what's happening behind the scenes on network news and everything. And it just so happened that the topic had Fauci in there, but nobody's talking medical stuff. Okay, so everybody chill out. But that's the only problem. That's the only problem is like there are certain things like and I don't understand that yet, and I think there's gonna be backlash on all the tubes that when you can't say things like talk about Fauci or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like when you're talking about like you're gathering all your news for your show and stuff. Like today, I was
Right.
like, "What's happening in the world? I don't know." And I pulled up and I like looked at this and I was like, "Oh wow!" Members of Congress react to Harris' viral introduction from pronouns. I'm like, "That's dumb." Pelosi's in Taiwan, dumb. I'm like, this is the same stuff. It's the same stuff all the time, and it's hard to. I mean, I understand. I don't know how you did it or how you do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't. It's just, but yeah, people are tired of it because I think that now they're just seeing it's the same stuff all the time, and it's gotten worn out. I mean, we're still talking about the last guy who was president, as if he's president. It's weird. But your
Right.
stuff is so great and so refreshing. And is there any new update with you about your channel? Is Locals the best place to follow you?
I was gonna say, well, yeah, I was say to support like locals. I'm also on Rumble. So with me, till I have to wait till August 10th to get remonetized back. So what I've been doing is I'm still going live on Rumble and YouTube. And then after, what a lot of creators are doing is they're removing their stream from YouTube and they're only uploading like their shows in segments, kind of if there's anybody that likes Jimmy Dore, kind of what he does. Except I do keep the full stream up on Rumble because Rumble they don't hit you for anything. I would do Odyssey too, but I don't have enough like coins or whatever the heck it is
Yeah, it's weird.
for
I
me
don't
to
understand
go
how it
live.
works.
Yeah, it's super weird. But that's the thing is if you remember, I think we're roughly around the same age, give or take. But 2009, YouTube was creators come and create whatever you want.
Yeah.
Then now in 2022, it's like come create and we'll demonetize you.
Yes, you're right. You're right, and they're trying to figure out what they want too. That's the weird part. I was telling people earlier, like back in the old days when I started this, 10 months ago, it was the 10-minute videos, and you had to put like 3 out a day, 10-minute videos. They wanted the content like that. Now it's the live streamers. And
Yeah.
like that's a big jump, and unfortunately, there's some really great videos out there that people put out that are 30 minutes or an hour. I mean, it's like documentary type stuff. And I hope that those people don't get discouraged because really, man, they were doing some great work. But yeah, it's weird how this whole thing works. Let me
Mm-hmm.
ask you real quick: have you heard anything about Nick Rekieta?
Yeah, so here's what I've been kind of looking into, just because I had a friend of mine, excuse me, Jackson Hinkle, who he is very if you don't know him as a creator, he is very tough on the situation happening in Europe right now. As far as whatever conflict is going on there, I don't want to, trigger anything here on the channel. But he's been very uh tough, and very what's the word, um
Like
possibly
aggressive?
aggressive, but also, he might have some controversial opinions that are against the mainstream as to what we're actually learning about the conflict over there, what they're not telling us,
Mm-hmm.
how certain people are painted as this, white knight of democracy, and they're actually corrupt as hell.
Yeah.
So he was demonetized first, for like I believe a month, and that's when he started his whole locals channel. Then he was also on Rumble. Then he got one strike. And like I said, they never tell you why. So he got one strike, and then he got a second strike, which, if you guys don't know, in YouTube land, it's three strikes and you're out. Like, your channel's done.
Like
And he's got,
the third strike takes you down, right?
yep.
Yeah, jeez.
And the thing is that so he's on his second. They told him originally it was a 7-day ban, but it ended up being a 14-day ban. Now, I was just chatting with Legal Vices and Legal Expert, because we're trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure out what day we're going to do our Datamax stream,
Mm-hmm.
or like our single stream, because that's still happening. We didn't forget, folks.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, so when I was chatting with Andrew, I was like, hey, this happened to my buddy Jackson, and they told him 7, but it was really 14. He goes, that's what I think it is too. So yeah, it's that I think it's gonna be, he's on day 10.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
gonna say.
mm-hmm.
That's yeah, I saw yesterday he tweeted out that's like day 9 of a 7-day ban. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just that kills you. Imagine if you're a small business and I mean something unforeseen comes through. You're a small business, and let's say, because I mean, Ricada did do a broadcast, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
looks like there was I mean, he didn't know the video he was showing. Is that kind of the final guess?
It's interesting, because in that stream he was talking with, he was interviewing
Fud, yeah.
Fudbuster. And that was the thing where at first I thought, oh, is it because they're talking 2A stuff? Is it, because if you guys don't know Fudbuster, he's, I believe, a 2A
Yeah.
attorney.
Oh, I didn't
Very
realize that.
much like Runkle in Canada, Runkle of the
Mhm.
Bailey in Canada, but he's here. So originally I thought it was that. And then there was this video showing a guy getting his throat slashed, basically.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying that was. But I mean, they won't. Here's the thing: is they won't even tell him. They won't even tell him. And I actually told him too. I was like, "Get ready. You're not gonna. You can tweet at Team YouTube, because the thing is he. When I got demonetized, he was like, hey, um, you know, tweet out at Team YouTube. We'll get the whole tweet going, and get all of that up and going,
Hmm.
to get a response." And they DM'd me, and they tweeted out, "Oh, we'll DM you," and then all you're getting in your DMs are just like basic bitch answers, and
Yeah.
you realize you're like, I'm not talking to a real person. Well,
No.
then I started looking into it, because then Team YouTube started replying to Ricada, started replying to me when people kept bringing it up.
Hmm.
And you see underneath it says tweeted by like Sprinkler Care.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm like, okay, I know what this is, because in the news we have a lot of social media platform, or we have platforms where you can have like a number of your social media accounts all on one screen, and you can monitor multiple different Twitter accounts or Instagram or what have you. And so I look up and see what Sprinkler Care is.
Hmm.
And you find out it is a company that is basically deals with crisis management, and they create AI bots to respond to crisis management situations,
Oh
and they
man.
know different keywords to respond with people, which is why you saw Team YouTube always responding, but always giving, oh, it's because you violated this guideline, see here, basic Google link.
Yeah.
And I told Nick, I was like, there probably used to be humans there, but now the fact that they're doing this in droves, demonetizing a ton of small creators, they have bots just responding to you. The other thing that the whole other thing behind it too is, since this all kind of started, there was a big demonetization wave that also happened back in April, where a number of smaller channels were demonetized for no reason other than they told them they reused content. And if you have this channel and you're demonetized, you have the opportunity to give an appeal video, but
Yeah.
they want it where you have to explain your channel, you have to show the videos that you uploaded, blah, 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 and you have to do it in under 5 minutes.
Oh
Well,
wow.
I did an appeal video. They didn't even look at it because you could see
Oh
the number of views that it had. It had a big fat goose egg.
yeah.
But so this happened back in April, and smaller creators were like, what the heck is going on? Well, they saw, wait a minute, YouTube has started deplatforming basically a lot of people on the right. And a lot of people started pulling their YouTube premium subscriptions. And YouTube premium, if you guys didn't know, you buy it. It's a monthly plan where you don't see any commercials or
Yeah.
ads. Well, people were like, screw this. I'm pulling my YouTube premium. There was a couple hundred thousands of people that pulled their premium subscriptions. And so they were like, oh, so now that I'm demonetized, YouTube, for some reason, though, is still running ads on all my video. Oh,
Yep.
so they're keeping 100% of the ad revenue, but demonetizing me.
Yep.
Oh, it's probably to make up for that big loss that they just had.
Yeah.
And we are in the middle of, tomorrow, for example, is the primaries in Arizona. You got a number of primaries coming up for the midterms happening in November. It's kind of funny that people that are anything involved with politics or talking about anything, all of a sudden they're getting demonetized.
Oh yeah. And God, I didn't think about the primaries are tomorrow. They're that way in Tennessee, and normal me is like I would start covering that. And but now I don't know if I want to. It was in, let's see here, 2020. There's a big uptick. People got a lot of subscribers and stuff in 2020. They spent a bunch of money on political ads and stuff to YouTube. And I was thinking like this would be a great year for everybody because of politics, but evidently now it's not. I mean, it's just like you said, it's demonetized.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's rough.
The part that's so weird to me, though, is you have a guy like Ricada who made over $400,000 in super chats, last year alone.
Yeah.
And YouTube takes 30% of that. And it's
Yep.
like, okay, are you trying to go out of business, or so there's that. But
Yeah.
then the other part too is that here you have YouTube as the number one platform. They're tied with Google. People now are starting to get very skeptical of Google and, just YouTube in general. You have, for example, John Rich, the other half of Big and Rich,
Yeah.
who just released an album, and he released the entire thing on Rumble and on Truth Social, and it's number one in the charts right now.
That's
And
crazy.
it's like,
I saw that.
and it's like, YouTube, you literally are opening the door for Rumble and Odyssey and other platforms, like even Rockfin as well, to come in and take your top spot. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it's funny though. Also, like how you're talking about all this stuff, like people don't realize, and I didn't realize it until I got monetized, that they start looking at you kind of under a microscope, and it's words in the chat they'll get you on, it's words on videos. I mean, stuff like something you don't have control over, or may not. It may have been fine every day, but then today it's not. You got to kind of like almost like think ahead, be like, can I say this today? I mean, it's weird. I don't know, and I think it's so political, and then because everything now is so charged, it's like if you like Whoppers and you don't like Big Macs, You might be, I don't know, you might be racist, or you might be a proud kid or something. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the term.
Anti-trans,
Yeah,
homophobic, xenophobic. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, well, where did this come from? This is the craziest thing. Um, so listen, you said August 10th is when you get monetized again.
Or it's when I can reapply.
Oh, reapply, and
Now,
then you gotta wait.
now
Oh,
usually they get back to you pretty quickly, but like for example, there also was a big wave in the beginning of July, which I don't know if maybe I got hit for this as well, or maybe if this is the reason why I got hit. But it was anything and everything with Amber Heard. A lot of smaller
yeah,
creators were getting demonetized, saying that they were adding to the whole, abuse and the victimization of,
yes,
Johnny Depp's ex-wife, and you're just like, oh my god, and but again though, it's like more censorship, but then you see, and then here's the thing is they can do it to smaller creators. They couldn't do it to a guy like Tug or
yeah,
Ricada because they know that there will be an uproar. But having done it with Ricada now, I mean, clearly they don't care.
yeah. He's a test subject,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and this whole time he's been a test subject. He just didn't know it, I guess. Because they gave him a personal contact person with YouTube. Uh, and if I remember right, I may have this all wrong, but he was like the top super chat getter in the country. Uh, so like YouTube was like they gave him a personal contact. He had meetings with YouTube once a month. That's not now. I mean, it doesn't do any good.
mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. This is one of those things where I really truly am at a loss of words. The only thing I can say is that yeah, guys, like when you see your favorite creator, you're like something seems off or something like that. Like me, I had to. I was saying this earlier. I was like, there was like this weird like mole came in to like all these creators that like all these small creators that I know, we're all this in that same level. It's just like high school or whatever, anything else. It's like, you hang out with your class. And
Mm-hmm.
as you get to a bigger class, seniors don't hang out with freshmen type of thing, right? It,
Exactly.
it's
Mm-hmm.
so it's like you kind of get to know some of these smaller creators because you're all going through the same growing pains, and like I mean with me, like I had to take out all my mods and everything because there was somebody in there that was messing up everything, and you have to watch this stuff with YouTube. It was like I say messing up everything. Like they were, oh, Madcore's here.
Oh, hey, Madcore.
Stream locked in for
Yeah.
8:30 tonight. Awesome, bud. Awesome. So yeah, it's 8:30. I will not be doing a stream after his. I'll think about doing one earlier,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm doing
But
right
no, but
now.
I know what you're talking about though. I know exactly what you're
Yeah,
talking
and so
about.
if you do something with your channel, a lot of people they'll take that personally, and it's like, look, like in the end, you got to keep this thing going. And like Farron, guys, pick up on what she said. She said it's like the telling her parents like she's doing her own thing. She's not doing the health insurance thing right now. That it is she is trying to become she's an entrepreneur. This is her business. She keeps her business is in her purse where she goes anywhere. I mean, it is a constant, nonstop thing. And if somebody is coming in, if you have bad mods that are letting things get pushed through, words that shouldn't be said, or something like that, you got to take care of that stuff. And it's just it's the weirdest thing how people and I don't know. This is all new to me.
Mm-hmm.
My background is not like yours, where people see you on TV and they latch on to you. Well, also I'm not good looking like you are, so they're not latching on to me. But anyway, it's just I don't know. The YouTube is very finicky, and we all just have to kind of watch out for each other. It seems like. And I
Well,
feel
and
I.
that's where like we have like kind of our little group, like with
Mhm.
Madcore, Grimm's Bar, Divinity, like there's a whole group
Yeah.
of us where we're all kind of on the lookout. Especially, like if you're in your Discord or Madcore's Discord, where there are people that will kind of come in and infiltrate and either try to sabotage
Yeah.
or try to cause problems. And, that's the one thing that I will say about, us as smaller creators, where we have a very fun, positive community. And when somebody comes in and they appear a little bit sketchy, your antenna goes up. You're like, oh, okay, no, this is weird. But you have it happen, and you have a lot of people that will either try to, you know, even if they're starting out, and even if you're like a little small creator, people will try to grift off of your stuff, and it's just it's weird. It's weird what happens with YouTube, but
Yeah, it is. It's like super, like it's like you're in a super small high school, but there's like other ones around, so you have like this. It's like everything is cheerleader drama. Well, like my
yeah,
idea of cheerleader drama, I wasn't a cheerleader, so I dated a cheerleader, but I wasn't a cheerleader. But yeah, it just seems like it's like that. It's like, oh my gosh, and like one person talks bad about somebody else, and it's like they're trying. It's a weird thing. But the reason why I was talking about all that and asking you about when you get monetized, see, I didn't know you had to reapply.
yeah.
I thought your it was a suspension date ended on August 10th, because I was going to say we need to have a Farron is back jubilee. I am seriously, listen. This is awesome. I think it's awesome. So it's like I was thinking, like, I could start a stream. Madcore starts a stream, and we could get one rolling, right, like throughout the day, and then like you come in, and we keep pushing viewers upstream, and it's like I would do one, push them over to like like Madcore we're talking about, then go over to Madcore's channel for a little bit, then he pushes them over to whoever's like, and then you come in. Your big stream is like, let's just do a big dump on fair. Oh, that sounded awful. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
I saw where you were going with it, and then as soon as the words
Then I
came out, you
killed
were
it.
like,
I killed it.
no, I was like, oh, I feel bad because his heart's in the right place, but his mouth isn't.
Yeah. My mouth is horrible, and that's the worst thing. I saw Nicholas Taylor here says there are a list of words you shouldn't say, and it's like, no, there is no list. But just think like you're in church, or you're. What would you? I don't know. Some people might say really bad things with their grandma. I don't know,
Well,
but
and it's so funny. It reminds me of George Carlin,
oh yeah.
where George Carlin said, when for those that don't know the goat George Carlin, the comedian,
Mm-hmm.
back in the '80s, when TV and all that stuff, when comedians were starting to get televised, one of the things, as he said, he was like, I actually went to the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, which for folks that don't know, like, for example, if you're caught saying one of the 7 deadly words that George Carlin said on television, you get a fine of $125,000 per word that you say. And, but however, we know those 7 deadly words from George Carlin because he went to the FCC and said, hey, what are the words that I cannot say on television? And they wouldn't tell him. So he basically tested out every time he went on television to figure out what those words were. And that's why he knows there are 7.
Oh wow.
And that there's the whole story behind it. If you have HBO, the George Carlin's American Dream is an amazing documentary all about him, and he talks about how he was able to figure out what those 7 words were. But again, just like YouTube, the FCC, hey, what can I not say? Oh, we can't tell you. What do you mean you can't tell me? And it's because I think they want to get people in trouble, because then, hey, $125,000, that's going to go right into our bank account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just, it's so annoying. It's like, you're in charge to tell us for a reason, and now you're not going to tell us.
Yeah.
Makes no
Exactly.
sense. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You said $125,000 goes right into our bank account. Um, so I'm small town Tennessee, and all the things you ever hear about, police quotas for pulling people over and writing tickets and all that stuff. Oh no, we don't have quotas. But yet at the end of the year, oh look, we've got $400,000 from fees, tickets, civil fees. And it's like, oh, so we can buy a new, I don't know, whatever cops buy, these an outlandish, like, used invasion of Iraq tank, so they can have their 4th of July parade or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird how that works. No, yeah, quotas are illegal. We don't do that, but at the end of the year, they do profit from them. It's like what's that stuff called? Where if you carry cash now, seized forfeiture or
Oh, they're saying civil forfeiture.
yeah, that stuff. Like where I know about it because I know a prolific poker player and that's a big thing with them because they always have cash on them. And so
Mm-hmm.
if they have, if they get pulled over and they got $9,000 in cash, the cops are still taking the money in and making them go through the whole process to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, why do you have, what are you doing with $9,000? Like, hey, it's legal. What's wrong with it? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but but yeah, there's actually an article in Tennessee talking about like how some small town in Tennessee did a forfeiture like that, and they got how much money they got that year, like $1 million in seized forfeitures, and it was like the a comptroller came in and was investigating and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm sorry. There goes my nerd. My nerd voice is over with now. I'm done talking about silly stuff. I'm just glad to have you here. Well,
Well, no, I was
listen.
going to say, I mean, the silly stuff is good stuff to talk about because, I mean, the way the things that are being said today, I just like, for example, and I talked about this morning on my locals. There was an article, an op-ed done. I kid you not. The title was For Joe Biden to Save Democracy, He Must Cancel the Midterms. It's like, you do
That's an
realize
oxymoron.
that's yeah, exactly, that's killing democracy. I mean,
Yeah.
and this is the thing, these people, and trust me, like I always say, it comes from the left and the right, the
Yeah, it
insanity.
does.
And you're just like, you do realize what democracy is and how canceling the voting of people to get into, Congress and the Senate, that is canceling. I mean, it's just, and you would think like, hey, I'm going to trust that this person writing this op-ed is going to see how when the words come out of their mouth, they sound stupid. Oh no, it goes straight to publication. And you're like, but then they'll look at you and they'll say, excuse me, how dare you question that? You know what? It's because you didn't vote harder in all the other elections, or it's because you. It's never put on them, either whether it be the politicians, the mainstream media, the lobbyists, whatever. It's always put on you, the voter. And I think people are
Yeah.
just done with it.
Oh, they are, and I can't tell you how. Like probably every time I was started going live, since you said DC is an inside and outside. It's not a Republican or Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
The politics are inside or outside. I have said that in every single stream, probably. I'm just like, yeah. Again, it's the inside versus the outside people. You just I can't think of a perfect example, but it's like, oh, no, I do have a perfect example. So we had the lowest or the fastest drop in gas prices in history. Did you see
Mm-hmm.
that? And
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, yeah, it went
Who
from
do we
five
who do
dollars
we
to
thank?
4.50. It's like,
Who do we
praise
thank?
me, praise me.
Yeah.
I have lowered the prices of gas, right? 50 cents in a day. It's like, yeah, you also are the reason why gas went up to 50.
Well, no, that's the thing is, it's like, hang on a second. So Putin raised the prices, and you're saying it's the Putin price hike, and you guys can
Oh,
and you guys can't control gas prices. But now the fact that you brought them down, now I have to thank you. Like, wait a minute,
yes,
you know?
yes.
Or how about changing the definition of a recession, where it's two GDP, sessions in a row that have gone down negative, and now all of a sudden it's like, well, no, that's not really a recession. And then people were like, wait, are we crazy? And then they finally had to come back and say, actually, no, that is what it is. Now, again, like I say, Republicans do the same thing too, to make it so that their side
Yeah.
looks great as well when they're in power. It's just right now it's easy to really harp on the Democrats because they're the ones that have all the power between the White House, the House, and the Senate. So it's just the mind blowing, the numbness of their brains. You're just like, you do realize that I have a functioning brain, and the way that I know that it functions is I can literally see the prices at my grocery store and my gas station go up. And again, so I'm supposed to blame
Yeah.
Putin for all that. But then when you fix it, it's you that fixed it. Like, give me a break, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah. It's so. I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm. That's the one thing that I'm surprised that there's not memes over. These. Uh, just where they're saying the same word over and over again. Rush Limbaugh was great at that. He
Mm-hmm.
had the when I forget what it is, but like the Sunday talk shows, like the every politician was saying the exact same thing, no matter what who
Oh
was
yeah.
talking, and on every show. And I'm surprised that somebody hasn't gotten done that with. Oh, Grimm's here, awesome. Grimm is awesome. I talked to him for a while, one on one, and that's always I'm still trying to get my mind relaxed from talking to him. He is so far advanced and out of the stratosphere when he's talking. It's crazy. Sorry, guys. That
Mm-hmm.
was I just went to a little sidestep there to something that Farron would know and didn't include you guys. You can tell
Oh
who
no,
the
I
professional
heard.
is.
I heard about it. I've heard about it yesterday. Yeah, and it was very interesting to learn about.
Oh, all that
But
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
but no, but like one of my favorite things that the Democrats said 2 years ago when the 2018 midterms were happening,
Mm-hmm.
when because Trump came in and everything was it was the big red wave, and then the Democrats were trying to take back the Senate in for the 2018 midterms and getting more Democrats in the House. And I actually, when I had like my little comedic segments when I was with RT America that were called Fair and Balanced, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, the big phrase that the Democrats are saying now, and I had about like 10 different people in a row all saying Democrats can walk and chew gum at the same time. Democrats can walk and chew
Yeah.
gum at the same time. Democrats can walk and chew gum at the same time. And you start to see even more. Like Twitter is the best place to see all that. The
Oh
Putin's
yeah.
price hike. Well, this is all happening because of the Putin price hike. This is happening because I mean, it's like it's like they literally all get on a conference call. No joke.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that it actually works in DC is you have these think tanks where
Yep.
they're sitting there, they're watching everything, and then they get into like these little marketing idea meetings, and they
Yep.
figure out different phrases and whatnot, and then the memos go out to all of the little chief of staffs for every congressman and senator, and then they start, they read it, the chief of staff breaks it down for them, then these folks start going on the mainstream media for interviews, and that's how it's all regurgitated. But it all comes from these think tanks, and they're called think tanks for a reason. They sit around and think of different things, of different ways to put out stories or put out any kind of crisis management, and how to deal with stuff so that their party looks better than the other party. And that's all it is. It's there's no cohesive let's work on this together. It's
No.
we need to make the other side look terrible so that you end up voting for us.
Yeah, it's team sports is what it is. The think tank has always amazed me. Like I've always been like, where do they get funding from, and how do you get to be classified as a thinker? I mean, like, because I'm pretty sure, like, I've got some. What was it? Were those Saturday Night Live? Didn't they do like deep thoughts with Jack Candy or something?
Oh God, yeah, those were the
There
best.
used to be like a book or something on that. So I remember somebody had. Anyway, random story there. But yeah, it's like deep thoughts. I'm like, yeah, I mean, how do you get to be one of those people? And they do. They make a ton of money sitting there nitpicking little ideas.
Hmm.
Uh, these guys don't have to be right. That's the amazing thing to it. Is it's the
It's it's
only
it's not about being right. It's about the spin.
Yeah, I was like they'll lose. Like these people will lose something. They'll lose an election or something, and then they'll tell you how great they did at raising money for that election. And
Right.
so, I mean, that's it. So it's like, oh, well, I worked on XYZ candidate. Well, didn't XYZ lose? Yeah, but we raised more money than anybody else, and that's why you should hire me to run your campaign now. And it's just all those people, the think tanks, the campaigners, all that stuff, they're all in one big DC punch bowl. So
or
anyway,
or or swamp. Yeah, I mean that
swamp.
is that is the one thing is I will say Trump. He did call it like it was. It truly is a swamp, but it also is a swamp too because when you live there, it is so damn hot and so humid. It's disgusting. Um,
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's all swampland. And man,
hmm
there is one thing though, and I'm so disappointed in myself. I didn't buy this. I was at the, I think it was the National Archives, or was it the? I love the gift shops in DC. I'm really, like I said, I'm a nerd. And there was a poster of the Capitol. It was on the back side of the Capitol, and it was taken like in the 1960s. So I mean, think about it, like Kennedy era, right? Like
hmm
that seems like a legitimate time for people, and it was a cow pasture,
Oh wow.
and there are cows out there, they grazing grass behind the cows. Like that is so crazy. I'm so disappointed. I never got that. I didn't get that
Well,
picture,
well,
but
up until the whole January 6th thing, a lot of the students on winter breaks they would go to the Capitol and they would be sledding down the hill. I even did it one year when I
oh
lived there,
wow,
where you would be able to sled down the big hill at the Capitol. And then after J6, they closed everything down. You can't do that at all anymore. You see the same with the Supreme Court, where they have fences around there. And that's the one thing where I think Americans really woke up with the whole Roe v. Wade thing. Now, granted, whatever side you're on, again, I don't have a
yeah,
dog in that fight. I don't care, I don't care to hash out, what is good or what is bad. But I think what happened though is people saw exactly what politicians are, and like and like they saw the true core of them. Here Roe v. Wade gets overturned back to the
mm-hmm.
states, and
Yeah,
here not even 15 minutes after the decision comes down, people are getting emails from Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, all of the Democrats, even Republicans.
well
Yeah,
polished emails.
even Republicans were putting out emails of, now let's take it to this state and this state, and people I
Yep,
think saw, wow, like, I mean, especially on the Democrat side, where they had the option under Obama to codify Roe v. Wade, and they
yep,
never did. And now, oh, now we need your money and your vote in order to finally codify it. You had
yeah.
so many opportunities, and I think that's where the American people saw, you know what? These people are taking our money and they're buying their $15 pints of ice cream. They're, going on these trips to, Taiwan or wherever the hell they want to go, and they're not doing their job whatsoever. And
Oh
I
yeah.
had a whole for those that don't know, here's kind of an exclusive. And when I was at RT America, I did a whole thing about how often Congress works. And actually, as I'm sitting here, let me see if I can find it for you. I can look it up on my channel really quick, because you can see the all the old stuff that I had done. And when you see how often Congress works,
Mm-hmm.
you will want to kill every single one of them.
Oh yeah.
Hang on, let me see if I can grab the clip for you here. 1 second.
I mean, by the way, guys, at the top of the comment section is Farron's locals page. Go over there, subscribe, become a member. Uh, you know what? I love having her on because it's like a transparent, it's a window. You get to look into the thing, into the machine, and see how it affects somebody. Um, and it's just, it's I don't know. It is. All of us are sitting here wondering when the next thing will happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or when it's going to happen to you. It's happened to Farron, so please be sure subscribe to her YouTube. Are you still doing the unbalanced YouTube?
Yeah, we're gonna, once I get the thing is I can't upload anything on there yet because I don't want to risk, because I had another channel, Fair and Balanced too, and they completely took the channel down like a week into me having it. So I haven't uploaded anything on Fair and Unbalanced until I get remonetized again, because there's a whole thing, if I were to start uploading stuff, then I could risk getting both of those both of like my main channel and that channel taken down. It's a complete mess, a complete mess. But I just DM'd you on
Yeah, I got
Twitter
it.
the
I'm trying to
link.
put it up right now. Sorry. Go on. You were saying it's a complete mess. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
it's
and
crazy,
it's
right?
like, and the thing is like, I had a bunch of creators saying, don't upload anything on your second channel until you finally get monetized again, because then you run the risk of them taking down both channels. And you're just like, the fact that I am like I have to answer and I have to tiptoe around this and that's where, Congress truly needs to get in there and try to figure out, I'm hearing an echo.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not anymore. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to I don't know how to operate the internet.
I was going to say, if you have it, okay, I see it. Yeah.
All right, is this it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, good. Make sure.
Now you folks are going to realize
busy agenda ahead of them
how much Congress works, and you're going to get really, really angry.
In this edition of Fair and Balanced, Fair and Franzak takes a closer look at all those congressional workdays.
I've never tried to even pronounce your last name.
So the holidays are over. Thank God. We've all had some time off. It's a new decade, new year,
Awesome.
new me. Yeah, so let's get back to business, right? And you know what that means? It's time to start going through the calendars. All right, we got the impeachment hearings. We got MLK Day, Valentine's Day. Let's see, we got St. Patrick's Day, the 2020 presidential debates, when all the Russia hoax stuff starts back up again. We're going to pencil that in for the entire month of June. How about that? My birthday, 4th of July, Election Day. Looking at it, I've got some pretty good vacation time. Probably more than most, given my 5-day work week.
They will come in on Tuesdays. They will leave on Thursday evening.
Wait. Who are we talking about here?
Congress gets off 1 week for every federal holiday, 2 week spring break, and a month in August.
Okay, lots to unpack here.
Yeah.
So you're telling me, while I'm working Monday through Friday, 52 weeks, 260 working days this year, Congress gets every single federal holiday off for that entire week, a spring break, a week off for the Democratic and Republican national conventions, and a month in August? So how many days are the House and Senate actually working? Let's start with the Senate, people. Okay, seriously? Senators,
say, yeah.
145 days, and this is counting ribbon cuttings and kissing babies, right? Okay, so what about the House then? Are you flipping kidding me? 113? Yeah. All right, so wait a minute. You're telling me that Congress, who each make a good $174,000, may I add?
Behind me, a filled room of 9/11 first responders. And in front of me, a nearly empty Congress.
My tax money goes to people that are barely working?
People out in constituencies ought to be doing when they see a member of Congress is to say to that person, why aren't you back in Washington doing the people's work?
Doy. It makes me wonder, when was the last time that Congress ever even looked at a calendar?
Go Frog.
When was the last time they actually cared about a calendar, huh?
In 9th grade in 1980, I started keeping calendars of my own.
That was crazy, by the way.
For me also, both a calendar and a diary.
I mean, he
I've
really
submitted
did.
to this committee detailed calendars recording my activities in the summer of 1982.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about all those creepy calendars. A diary, huh? Could you imagine if we asked Congress to keep a diary, like a diary of all the tough questions Congress has been asking over the years? On all those long, hard days.
You lit me
that
up
they're
with
working.
that one.
You know what this is? It's a snowball. And that's just from outside here. So it's very, very cold out, very unseasonal. So here, Mr. President, catch this.
Do you track devices
He just assaulted
that
somebody.
an individual who uses Facebook has that is connected to the device that they use for their Facebook connection, but not necessarily connected to Facebook?
Would you be comfortable sharing with us the name of the hotel you stayed in last night?
If you Google the word idiot under images, a picture of Donald Trump comes up. I just did that. How would that happen?
You know what? You really have to give it to them. I mean, with all of these days off, you'd think they'd at least research what the internet is.
I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
No, she can't say anything in 10 seconds or less.
Oh, but I can.
Oh, I
Congress.
love that clip.
It's the tool I use to figure out how many days you're actually working. But you know what? This wouldn't be fair and balanced if I didn't look at it from Congress's side, because back in 2015, there was once a congressman, a Republican, who introduced legislation that would have required the House to be in session 40 hours a week when members of the House were in D.C., saying a work week in Washington should be no different than a work week in every other town across the nation. But guess what? It failed. And also, guess what? He ain't in Congress anymore. But Congress says that all those days that they're not working, they're back home taking calls from all those people in their districts. And really, hearing the complaints and grievances their people want to get off their chest.
Good afternoon, Congressman's office. How can I help you?
Hi, how's it going? I am calling to express some concerns. Just wanted to call to voice my opinion.
What happens now that I called in?
I'll let the Congresswoman know your comments.
Yeah, no, I hate when Farron does that too. Yeah, I want to know about your complaints about her segment. Okay? Yeah, no, I'll tell her. Okay.
Here's a call about Fair and Balanced?
Yeah.
What do they say?
Oh, they love it.
Oh.
Yeah, keep it up. They love it. It's good.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Nick. All right, that's Nick, my photographer. He works really hard on this stuff. So, speaking of working hard, Congress, technically, I can't see you out because, I'm at work, but anyone else out there that runs into any of these guys, make sure you tell them, get back to work. Working in Washington, Farron Franzak, RT.
That is
hey,
so
there
you
go. Thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more.
Yeah, there we go.
There
That
we
is
go.
awesome. Oh my god.
And now we're banned.
Yeah, probably. I just realized that. Maybe
Oh,
this.
no, I mean they banned RT from YouTube.
Oh well, that's great. Oh,
Yeah.
hold on, but they still have clips up though, right?
No, they took down the entire channel.
Oh well. Okay.
So
maybe after this might go to membership only.
well, maybe, but no, I mean, because it's one of those things where you're watching it, but no, like I'm just saying, like the RT channel, they took everything down, just because they didn't want them to be able to post any more new stuff.
Yeah,
So.
I used to get warnings from RT stuff because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even realize who they were when I'm going to a year ago, right? And I'm like putting things up, and it's like this has been cited as a thing that might not be trustworthy, and I'm like, yeah, well, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna make fun of it no matter what. And,
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the right piece to make fun of. I'm not looking for, I can solve the world's problems. Yeah, the Congress thing. So I'm sorry, but that whole time it just made me wonder. What about the voting by proxy they started during the pandemic?
Well, and see that I thought was actually good because if you actually track and see, and you can look at it on, the congress.gov site, you can look and see how often your congressman or senator voted. And the amount of abstains you would see with these folks was off the charts. And a lot of them would say, oh, well, I had to abstain because I was back home in my district, dealing with, like, for example, like the floods that were happening, or they would just make stuff up and be like, oh, well, I couldn't vote on that because I was out of town. Whereas it's like now it's like, no matter where you are, you can just dial in and vote, honey. So for me personally, after researching all of that, because I did another Fair and Balanced where I showed how often they don't vote. And I thought, okay, good. Now they can do the vote by proxy. Or, not, it wasn't necessarily as simple as, they can call in and vote, but they could have another congressman or senator put their vote in for them. And I thought, good, they should be doing that, or at least have it where they can call in or something, because then I think more of these folks would be working and a lot of them would also be taken to task as to how they are voting. But that's the one thing is, Americans don't have time because we're too busy working to look up a lot of this stuff and see how they're voting or what they're voting on or how often they're not voting. And that's the first thing I say is when you have all these congressmen and senators that come to your area or that are up for re-election, especially the ones that are up for re-election, go and look and see how often they missed votes or how often they abstained.
Yeah.
And you'll be very, very surprised.
Yeah, it's and some of them will come back, they'll do like a victory run, be like, oh look, I brought all this back to the district. I mean that's a big thing. It's like how much federal money did you bring back to the district? Which is weird to me anyway, because I mean, on a personal note, it seems like, well, if you didn't send the money to DC first to be funneled back to the states, back to the districts, it seems like you cut the middleman out. But anyway, That's
well, not
actually,
even that. The money that they get too before even sending it to the district goes to the party that they're in. You know, if you watch on HBO The Swamp, it follows back in 2016. It follows Matt Gaetz and Ro Khanna, and you find out how in order to get on certain committees, for example, like the House Armed Services Committee or the House Judiciary Committee, you already have to be a licensed attorney in order to get on that committee.
Mm-hmm.
But the other caveat to get on that committee or any other committees is you have to raise money. And if you don't raise enough money, you don't get a committee seat.
Yeah, so like every day, I mean, you probably already know this, but it's like every day, like after they get done voting or doing whatever they do in Congress, they go over to the DNC and the RNC are across the street from the Capitol. Probably the most expensive real estate in DC.
Oh no, the DNC is a Navy Yard because I actually used to live 2 blocks from it. It's a disgusting building, but it is about, I want to say, 4 or 5 blocks from the Capitol. But either way, all the real estate in DC is expensive.
Oh yeah, and it's the closer you get to the dome, the more it goes up. And it's just like, but the congressmen, they had to go over there and they have to sit there and they have to make calls. And so they're making calls, and this is to get on those committees that Farron was talking about. So it'd be like, and actually there's an article that kind of exposed this without anybody thinking about it. And it was an old article. It was William F. Buckley. And he was like, I got a call from a congressman in Tennessee. And that's how it came to my attention. Mm-hmm. And it was like, he was like, who is this guy? Well, he's like, on the agriculture committee. Okay, why is he calling me? And so find out the backstory of it is that's just another call. Another call that he had to make. And so they have a list. So like when Trump said that he had Lindsey Graham's cell phone number and he gave that out, during the campaign, Lindsey Graham, that was one of the calls he had to make. He's like, he called me up asking for money. Lindsey didn't know him from anywhere. They put him in touch with him. And he's like, hey, listen, we're doing some great work here, doing this and this. Can we get support from you? And some congressmen legitimately hate that. And some of them don't mind it at all. Of course, then you have a few that have a friend or something like that that's a big, huge money person. Like if like an Elon Musk, like if his congressman in his district and him were sociable, that congressman would never have to raise money. Because Elon would just write that check and they used to have, I remember the top level at the RNC used to be the golden elephant. And the golden elephant meant that you could have lunch with the Speaker of the House within 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a lot of money. I knew of one of those golden elephants and I was like, wow. I really want to bring that up that I know what you're worth. I want to be like, dude, like, how about, like, can I, like, just, like, go through your couch for loose change?
Yeah.
I mean, it was, because you don't understand the type of wealth you're talking about. It's just, it's unbelievable. But, that's the whole system, man. It's just, it's weird. It's not, I don't know.
Yeah, it's once you either, meet people that have been in DC or you talk to more people that have been, in the thick of it, either in their state, local politics, or even, like where I was in DC, and you see how the sausage is made, you get really, really jaded. And like, again, like the biggest thing that I say is after being in DC, I don't hate Republicans. I don't hate Democrats. I hate them all. I hate them all because they are all another cog in this wheel that keeps going. And the only people that are making money in this whole wheel are those that are in the system, and everybody else, it's like just pandering, or it's, talking, we're going to work on this, or, you notice, for example, how they were able to pass a bill so quickly to help out Europe, to help out a country in Europe so quickly, when the amount of money, when the amount of money that we sent over there, where, mind you, we don't know where in the hell it is, that amount of money could have solved homelessness here, could have made it so that 1 in 6 kids in the United States that goes to bed hungry isn't hungry anymore, and could have fixed our school, like all of the school problems, as far as having crappy schools in this country. Three problems in this country could have been solved with one check that we gave to a country over in Europe. And it's like you sit there and you think, and you're like, what in the hell are they thinking?
Yeah.
Like, why would we not want to fix our stuff first? And I get that we're in a global society, we're not the only country in the world, but we're also not the only country in the world that needs to be giving money. Because at the end of the day, it's not them paying for it, it's us paying for it. We just sent that money over and we didn't even vote on it.
Yeah, it's just it's I don't know. It's weird. If you want to talk about the politics of how the cogs in the machine work, the biggest thing is that getting away, and I forget what the case is now. Is it Chevron? Is that the name of the case that's going through? It's where like the department, like EPA, for example, can make regulations and without them being voted on. Like the court back in like the 80s or 90s said, yeah, that's part of the thing. And now it's being re-examined, and hopefully if that gets turned over, that pushes the decision making back to Congress, right? And it's because they don't want that responsibility. They want to sit there and say, I cannot believe what the EPA passed today, and it's like, if with your small donation of $1,000, I will fight against that stuff when I get to, and then it never gets changed. Yep. I mean, I honestly, I don't know anything that's ever happened, just changed, it's come together. I mean, it's a weird system, and once you get exposed to it, it's sickening. There was a much younger version of the expert that was all doughy-eyed, and wore rose-colored sunglasses, and he was just like, oh yeah, this is awesome. I was right out of college, and I was like, this is gonna be so cool, like DC and all this great stuff. And then I saw some of the insides, and I went back home, and I was like, I don't ever want to go back. I was just like I really was sickened. I felt like it was a doom type proposal, and then I realized that I still enjoy the stuff. I enjoy local level, I enjoy state, but the people that are back there in the back rooms, again, like what you're saying, your think tanks, your lobbyists, all that stuff, they all came out of Capitol Hill. They're all staffers. That's the big deal. You got to work on a staff up there, and then you get a job in one of these big things. And it's all I don't know. It's like incestuous the way it is, and they just rotate that money around, man. And I can't explain it. I was never the guy with the plate asking for the money and money land in it. But yeah, there's money flying. There's more money in Washington D.C. than there is Las Vegas.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, when you first start, you are all doughy-eyed. That's how, when I first got to DC, it was, oh my gosh, there's the Capitol and there's the monument and there's this and there's that. When I had my moving truck all packed and I drove out of that city, I was like, peace, see ya, because you're just, it is. Yeah.
It's sad also where all of our politics have become national now. And, excuse me, I gotta get a cough button. I swear if I can get some, I know what I want.
The mute button.
Yeah, but I can never get to it in time. I'm covering my mouth, and I'm like, and I forget. Like I want that big Staples easy button to go between my mic and my computer, so I can just hit it. When I need it. Anyway, but all politics has become national, and so it's like you're running for school board, and it's all based on national politics, and that again, it's not a good thing. Everybody needs to take a step back, reassess how they look at everything, and make stuff local. The closer you are to home, the better things work. The further away it is, the more mischievous it is.
Mm-hmm.
But no, enough about that stuff. Farron, you have an incredible talent. My dog loves you.
Oh, thank you. I love your dog back.
It's just your stuff with your mom was great. I saw earlier in the comments they said, "Will your mom? Are you gonna try to get her back on, or how's that gonna work?"
She enjoyed it, and I think we're gonna try to do something where maybe, whether we talk Meghan Markle. I know that I'm gonna get my mom and my sister on Sundays watching and reacting to. Have you ever seen the show I Love a Mama's Boy?
No, I heard you talking about that though yesterday.
Yeah, it is one amazing show. And one of the big things, there's a guy on there whose mom is like, not at first she seems crazy, but then she actually is pretty cool. But the guy's name is Shakib. And so everything is, he's just like this. I don't think he's Pakistani or Indian. I can't remember what nationality he is. But and then he's got a girlfriend who's just kind of nuts. I mean, and I got my mom and my sister hooked on the show, and now we watch it every Sunday. And I was like, well, Grifter's gonna grip. Let's monetize it and react to
awesome.
it.
That is awesome. Well, I mean, that's what everybody's doing anyway. I mean, the White Rabbit said she would love to do a show on Real Housewives. And I'm like, yeah, you ought to do it. She's like, no, I need somebody there to talk to. But yeah, the stuff with your mom, I'm telling you, I don't know of another YouTuber that does that. And it's just, I think it's fun. I've seen so many people comment about it. So yeah, hopefully you do that. Bring in the family aspect. That's what people really enjoy with YouTube, is that they make a connection with you. And you're an easy person to connect with.
Oh, thank you.
You're just, I don't know. You have, you're beautiful to look at, so you're great for TV, right?
Oh, thank you.
You definitely have a TV face. And then you have the great personality. You have that buddy sitting at the bar with you, drinking beers. That type of like cool, down to earth personality. And then like when you invite people into your home, that's the ultimate. Like people just they fall in love with it. And it's just the only thing that I see with YouTube stuff is that people have to remember that you are human out of this, and you do have to live in a 3D world. And that's that's the only thing that holds us all back is 3D. But that show was just great. It's cool. Like when your dogs were barking at the wind, that was cool.
Yeah. But here's the thing that I'll say though too is what's so different from being on YouTube versus being on, the mainstream TV is I always kind of got, like the YouTube comments and stuff like that where people would be like, oh, like, great show, or, you get some of the emails like, I hated the way you did your hair tonight, or I hated your dress, you would get a lot more of those. And you're just kind of like, okay, whatever. But I will say when you switch from TV to YouTube and you actually talk with people and you are just your own person on your YouTube channel, I mean, the amount of support, I am still blown away by it. I mean, where people are watching every night, even the fact of just me even having like 200 people waiting to watch my show every night. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, and I know other people, they have like like Viva Fry has like 12K waiting for him, or Ricada, but even just having the amount of number that I have, and then even people wanting to watch every live stream, watching me on locals, supporting me. It's just, at first it's overwhelming because you're like, wow, this is real. But I see it though, even from, when I would support people, where it's like, yeah, like people just want real people nowadays. They don't want this stuffy news anchor that comes on TV and tells you how to think and tells you, what you need to know. They just want somebody where they feel like, and I used to tell my young reporters this, they'd be like, how should I write my story? And I was like, explain your story the same way you would explain it to your mom or your best friend.
Yeah.
Don't talk like you're above people, like back in the olden days in the Walter Cronkite era. TV has changed, and just a lot of people don't understand how to translate that better on the mainstream media, which is why I think another reason why mainstream media is often hated today is that, people don't talk to you as if you're a friend, or, they're not on the same level with you as far as, hey, I see what you're going through. I understand what you're going through. And it's just the amount of support has been really, really overwhelming. And I think my mom even saw that yesterday too, where, we had like almost 600 people watching, and she's seeing people in the chat. And, that was the only thing that I worried about. I didn't want to have a community where people were like either negative or like fighting with each other in the chat. My community is super freaking positive, and I'm just like, this is all I could ask for. Just a bunch of people learning about the day's news and having a good, positive time.
You know what I think it is that we're seeing that our fans, the chat, that they are a reflection of us.
Yes.
And so like you got just awesome people. I have the most amazing people. Like I'm getting like my views are 85% from subscribers. I mean, I cannot believe how dedicated that is. And here I am. I'm just I'm like the smallest man on the totem pole. But it just, I don't know, you feel a connection and you just love it. And it's so funny. You're talking like you had 600 people on there with your mom. Do you ever think about that? Or did you ever think about that when you were in network news? Like how many people are watching me right now? Or do you just focus on that camera and what you're going to say?
The reason why you never focus on it on network news is you never see the number. You don't see the number until the next day. Whereas when you're live and you can see the amount of people coming and going, you're like, oh, wow, this is crazy that I can actually see the number of people that are tuned in. Whereas when I would do my reports or I do my show, it was kind of like, hey, I'm doing my thing. I'm talking to the camera. I don't see a number of how many people are tuning in, until the next day from the ratings calculator that comes through.
Yes.
So yeah, it's different.
I had to highlight this comment. Rubia has come in. Do you see this? This is her thing.
Yeah.
This is what she does to me. Like the first time I was with her, she's like, damn it, expert, I'm going to make you say something mean about somebody. And I'm like, well, I mean, I say mean stuff all the time. I don't know. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you still haven't said anything mean. So Rubia says, for some reason, I now feel like saying something mean just to be contrary. She's so great. She is a wonderful person to have in our lives, and she keeps everybody grounded. It's just awesome.
She's like the mom of the group, I feel like.
Yeah, isn't that like the house mom? Like if this were like a fraternity or sorority, it's
she's the house mom.
Yeah, she says it's who you go to, because she doesn't want to be in this 2D world of YouTube. She is ready to rock and roll. She's a real life person, and it's great keeping those people around you. They remind you that you're human at the end of the day. But so a question going on with that last question was, so you didn't get to see the views as it was happening. So now when you start doing this, do you look like the first time you went live, did you watch and see like how many views you had, what was going on? Did any of that stuff ever bother you? Or because I know for a lot of people that have no background, they look at the chat, they look at the views, and they get terrified.
Yeah, because I even know, because I've had a number of conversations like with Rob from Law and Lumber, where he was like, oh my God, I like freaked out. Whereas for me, I was, how do I say it? Like, I know, like, for example, when I did my show, my primetime show, and then I would after go into the YouTube comments, because our show was always posted on YouTube. And then I would talk to people. I would respond to people. We didn't have a live chat going, but we had a live feed. But it was one of those things where I've always been that kind of anchor that's always interacted with people. Even like, back in like 2009, when people would send me emails, I would respond back. And people were like, holy cow, you saw my email. I'm very much like and I agree completely with the mindset. And this is why I think Ricade and I get along very well, is because where he says, the audience is who's in charge of the show, not me, not you, it's the audience. And that is truly how the news should be. But except the news has lost its way. The news has kind of thought more about, how to make advertisers happy, how to make more money, how to, get you to buy what they're selling versus, hey, I know you're going through a tough time. Let me tell you about this that's going on in the community, or let me show you how you can, be better at this, or how to avoid this. The news has kind of lost its way in that sense, and that's where you can see firsthand that they're not listening to their audience when the whole thing is about the audience, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's and I tell them, I'm like, I feel like the little that little toy, the little chimpanzee or whatever with the little symbols, the wind up thing, and like it'll do a flip and then it starts banging its arms, kind of like the Energizer Bunny. It's like I'm here to dance for you, but it's I don't know. It's just so many people like they freak out the first time. I remember like the first couple. I actually went back and checked out my first video once I got monetized. So this was like a couple weeks ago, and I went back and I looked at my first video, and it was so horrible. Oh, it was so horrible, and it's funny because at the time I knew it was horrible too, and I was saying that it was horrible, and I'm like, this is, I don't know. You're just. I didn't go for like a broadcast training or anything. Did you do broadcasting in college?
Oh yeah, my major was journalism. Yeah, so I
Okay.
mean that's why, I mean, like if I wasn't good, then Purdue sucked.
Yeah, there you go.
But the thing is that you can go back and look at your old shows. Like when I go back and I look at the very first time, my very first reporting, my very first live shot, I mean, yeah, I would cringe too. But the whole point is that you start somewhere. And as long as you keep getting better, that's what matters. The fact that you kind of look back and you cringe shows that you've grown, you've gotten better, and you know more of how to, interact with an audience. Like I look at, some of my old, like my very first show on YouTube where, even still sometimes I keep the freaking mute button on and I don't even realize it, like it's just one of these things where,
that is hilarious.
And you're learning the tech side of it all too. I mean, there's a lot to go into it because for those that, in the news industry, I just had to worry about writing my script, going on and reading it. Mm-hmm. Whereas I had, a camera operator, I had a graphic designer, I had this, I had that. Now I do everything. I get my graphics ready, I grab video, and it's kind of like, because before, even when I would produce my own shows, I'd be looking around and figuring out what stories I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. But then I had a line producer then who would cut the video for me. I had a graphics designer that would do the graphics that were over my shoulder. Now I do everything. And so there's the learning curve and then having to keep up with the chat and all of that. My very first show like that, I was like, you can see I don't have any idea what I'm doing, or I'm trying to balance it all and keep up with it all. And you finally learn and you get into a groove, but there's always a learning curve in the beginning, always. And as long as, I mean, I've seen your shows now where you've improved so much. And again, now with more subscribers and, listening more to your audience and, adding more to your shows and whatnot. I mean, that's all that matters. And, everybody started out at 1,000 subscribers. Everybody started out with one subscriber at one point, so, and yeah, it's the ones that start to rise up or the ones, that listen to their audience, that, that are interactive with their subscribers and all of that. Those are the ones that start to see the big rises. If not a rise, the most loyal subscribers.
Yeah. I was on Madcore one day and I said something. I said, "Hey guys, this is a long time ago. I really was about to say a long time ago, and I realized it was a month ago."
I know, right?
That's why I stopped. I caught myself. I was like, that feels so weird. But anyway, I said, "Hey guys, wanted to stop by and say hi." And had a bunch of people start saying, "Expert, hey, how you doing?" And then like someone, and I can't remember who it was now, said, "Expert, I love your show because you seem so in touch with what people are saying." And I was like, I always get in trouble for not reading the chat. That's what I always hear. And so like, it's funny, like Divinity, she had her first live this past week. And I was watching it. She goes, okay, like now I'm on StreamYard. I can't, or now I'm reading this article. And I can't see the chat, guys. So this is a little bit harder than I thought. And I'm sitting here going, everybody, because I've had like 3 other people have started to do a live thing, and they're all saying, boy, this is a lot harder jumping around, trying to read the chat, try to keep up with all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's easy. It's gotten so easy you can do it from your phone. But yet when it's a learning curve. I mean, I feel like I'd never stop learning. And, but yeah, it's the whole thing's fun. I launched, you said being, involved with your, viewers. I finally launched a membership level, yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And what I did was, it was first level, and so I want all of them to have it, is they get access to a members only Discord. So, because I was like, because Discord drama, right? And I'm like, I'm not going back into my general. Like, if the general has like a lot of stuff in there, I just don't even know. But like members only, like that's a part that's like vetted, right? And that's where people can go, no drama. Keep it like the show. At least that's my idea. So well, I'll probably fail miserably. You'll be like, I told you. But anyway.
Oh no, I think it's actually a great idea.
Oh well, thank you. But yeah, so now just trying to get everybody in there that's the wrangling part. But yeah, it's that I want to be interactive with people, but I can't go to all these different servers. I can't go to all these different platforms. Unfortunately, that's why Twitter is so great. Even though I love Getter, I love Truth Social, they're really cool to be on. You run out of time.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And
yeah, I hear you.
Yours might actually be a blessing right now. I know. Here's that internal optimist of me, right? But Jimmy YouTube's here. But you being demonetized on YouTube, you're able to get a locals up and running. And again, everybody, Farron's locals page is at the top of pinned at the top of the comments. Go over there.
Thank you.
Subscribe to it, join it, become a member, follow her over there. She has different content over there than what she does on YouTube. It's a great idea. I'm following your model, by the way. I think you got that figured out. And the reason why we have to do it is because we don't know when our channels might get nuked. But I'm sorry, you were saying something and I kept talking.
Well, I was gonna say, if you end up getting a locals, because locals, I feel like it's kind of like a Discord, it's a Twitter, it's where you can post all your links, like a Facebook
it's
page.
Like a Facebook,
it's like all of that in one. And like I said, I have the promo codes in there, either Buddy or Diet for a free month, because I'm Joe of Good Logic and I are doing Diet Wars right now. But yeah, like I've been getting people over there and hey, try it for a month and see what it's like, because I go live on my locals every morning now. And it's another way to, talk with your audience, and another way to kind of monetize yourself in case, the YouTube gods come down and they're like, hey, you're demonetized for God knows what reason this time. But yeah, I actually like it. And if you end up doing it, let me know, because I can get you in touch with one of the locals managers, where you can get a manager and they work with you. But yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. I had one a locals person, actually a real life person, contact me when I named my channel, and I was thinking about changing the name of it because it's the expert is on locals.locals.com, and I was like, I want it to just be the expert is on .locals.com. But anyway, but yeah, they said a real person contacted me about, like, because my original was just the expert, and they said that was too vague or something for their thing. And I was like, you're a real human being? I mean, that's how I replied to them. I promise you, I replied and said, you're a real human being? Like, kudos to y'all. Like, this impresses me. Squab Bob here. But by the way, Farron, thank you. You have a real person. I've never talked to this person again. I just wanted to make the comment that, yeah, they do have creators in their best interest. But Squab Bob asked the question, locals or Rumble? And locals bought Rumble, is that correct?
I'm not sure, because I know locals is owned by Dave Rubin. Let me see. Did locals buy Rumble?
Because
Rumble. Rumble announced it has acquired Locals technology. Oh, so Rumble acquired Locals to help build a bigger creator community.
So I haven't seen integration all that great so far. Like Rumble, like I have a Rumble and stuff, but it's like nothing works as good as YouTube.
Right.
And that's why I'm focused here. That's why I'm so protective over like, people crashing and stuff. I mean, I would like to be here and be happy and not run into those problems. But I mean, you ran into the problems. Trust me, I'm already looking like I gotta have something backed up. Real quick, Rubia says I joined Locals today, but feel overwhelmed on time with YouTube, Discord, Twitter, etc.
Yeah,
it is. That's my thing. Where like I want everything to be all synced up. Where it's just like it's the same content, but it's across whatever platform you like. Because you may not like what you said earlier about how people were unsubscribing from YouTube Premium.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to give YouTube the membership money, then give it to you go through Locals. And what it is that keeps Farron doing Sunday with her mom and not going to San Antonio to talk about salsa. All right.
Exactly.
Isn't that what is that? Old El Paso or whatever? Were those commercials?
Oh, yeah, the Old El Paso, yeah.
It's like this salsa is made in New York City.
Yeah. But called Old El Paso. But that's the thing is where I've been telling people though, even creators if they don't have a Rumble channel, like I finally convinced Joe, Good Logic, to start streaming to Rumble too, because I was like, hey, no offense, Joe, you kind of sit on the right side of politics and you don't know one of these days if they take you down, and if you don't have anything backed up, because I saw when I got demonetized, everyone was like, hey, at least do Rumble because you can get super chats on Rumble or Rumble rants or whatever. And then I also have like my PayPal and stuff too, where people are so generous, but it's one of those things where you just never know what's going to happen with YouTube, whereas at least with Rumble it's safe, Locals it's safe. But again, Lord knows, maybe if it's kind of like with how YouTube was bought out by Google. What if Rumble gets bought out by somebody and then you got to go to the next thing? So I don't foresee that anytime soon with Rumble, but I just wish that they would like integrate Rumble with StreamYard better, and and that you were able to star the Rumble rants on Rumble and stuff like that. Yeah. And they could have a better integration as far as watching live, because I know a lot of people say, oh, it's buffering, it's this and that. So hopefully they get some updates soon, but yeah.
So you do your live also to Rumble, is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
So I stream to YouTube and to Rumble, but then once the live is over, I take it down from YouTube and I just upload it in segments, very much like what Jimmy Dore does and with like my buddy Jackson Hinkle, a lot of those folks do, because it's much easier to just delete a 10-minute video or a 20-minute video than to delete an entire stream. And it's much easier to kind of control it that way with YouTube, but on Rumble the entire stream stays up.
Okay, so that's cool.
And then I'm going to start uploading them to Locals as well, where you can watch it on Locals.
Yeah, and see, Locals has limits on like their. Well, no, you're past all that. See, like I have less than 50 subs over there, because I just started doing the thing and I forget about it all the time, and I don't forget about it. It's just I run out of time. Fair. I mean, I just run out of time. I need to become more of a machine and less of a human. That would be best.
Yeah.
What was the I had another question for you. Well, hold on before I forget, everybody. So yes, check out. It's Fair and Balanced in YouTube. Is her Locals though? That's what we're pushing right now. Real big. It's at the top of the screen. If you don't mind, I would take a subscription if you're new here.
I was going to say, yeah.
I always forget to promote myself.
Promote yourself. Well, and here's one thing I will tell you too, because a lot of people look at Locals and they're kind of like, I don't want to be paying for that, because remember this, YouTube does take a percentage of your memberships, just so you know, which is
Yeah.
why I like locals, because it only takes like a 5 to 10% or whatever.
Mhm.
But it's all integrated, whereas YouTube takes a big chunk of it. But with locals, and the other thing is too, is you get paid right away with locals.
Mhm.
But the one thing that I did do that's getting people to just get over to your locals and to try it out and see if they like it is offer a month free membership. Give them a month and let them see, when you go live on locals or what have you, where they can sit there and they can talk with you and what have you. I've given that promo code out, and like I said, anybody can use it, either all caps Buddy or Diet.
Buddy.
Try it out.
Diet.
Yeah, Buddy or
I could
Diet.
I could remember Buddy, but I couldn't remember Diet. What does that tell
Yeah,
you?
I know, right? But that's the thing is then people try it and they're like, hey, you know what? I wouldn't mind paying $5. And the other thing too is, you can either pay an annual subscription or you can pay for a monthly subscription, But the other thing too is that on my locals, I talk about a lot more stuff beyond the newscast, because I want your money to be of value. I value your subscription, and so yeah, we talk a lot more stuff over there. We get into personal stuff and what have you. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
The locals, that remind me of something. Oh yeah, so do you find it like easier, like you're doing the diet stuff, right? On locals, is you just keeping that content? You have like a single subject over there? I mean, not a single subject, but I don't know. I'm like, how are you interacting with your locals community besides just like they can follow the diet over there? You said like you put up stuff that you can talk about anything. How often do you put videos up over there?
So I am live every morning where I do my weigh-in. And
wow.
I talk about like what I ate the day before, what I'm
Mhm.
planning on eating, what I'm planning on eating today, how often, what my workouts have been. And then I also talk about the news that I'm looking at that they're probably going to see that night on the show. So like this morning on Locals, I was talking about Nancy Pelosi. I talked about Kim Iverson. I talked about, and it's kind of like you get a little bit more of, what you're going to see on the show that evening.
Mhm.
And with some of the subjects that I talk about, you see me give a lot more of my opinion and
Mhm.
how I feel about certain stuff versus on the nightly show. Because, the nightly show, I want it to be where it truly is, balanced on all sides.
Mhm.
Whereas on my locals, I will say it like it is. And there's a little bit more cursey words on there.
That's
But
awesome.
the locals is where you see where we really can have those fun conversations, and people can agree or disagree in the chat and we can duke it out or whatever. But yeah, so I'm live every morning, and then if there is a topic that day that is very controversial that I know the YouTube gods or whatever are going to be all weird about, I'll go on my locals that night. But I normally am on there every morning at 9:15 in the morning, Central Time.
Oh wow, wow.
So yeah.
You keep a schedule on there. That was the hardest thing for me. Was the two things are the Martini Lunch, the noon, and then I was able to keep the nighttime. That's like at 10:30 is what I try to do. But you have to have a schedule. It seems like everybody likes that. But right now I'm looking at, because I've got to just start sleeping. I mean, it's just I know I'm whining right now, so I apologize. But it's
no. I mean, for me, it was all trying to get into the rhythm of it. I will say. I mean,
it is.
It's a learning curve, and for me, I've only started this since June, so I'm on like 2 months into this, and like Mayish with when I started going on Joe's stream for the Depp trial.
Yeah.
But no, you get into a rhythm, and then you figure out, okay, what's going to work for me, what's not, because also, if you're also working a full-time job, it's hard to kind of figure out, okay, what time am I going to do this, and this? Whereas this is now like my job. So yeah, so you figure out, your schedule and all that stuff. So
now here's what's great though. So you did that stream with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
You were able to show your job to your mom. Like that is the worst thing, is because like I hate being asked, and I always have. This is a pet peeve of mine. It might be because I'm a fan of Leonard Skinner, and I like the song "Don't Ask Me No Questions," and I won't tell you no lies. And it's like, don't ask me my business. We can talk about fishing, but I don't want to talk about work. I don't. That's not what I want to do. And I hate it when people say, "So what do you do?" And I'm always like, "Well, I have fun." I mean, what do you want me to say? I do. I collect butterflies. I don't collect butterflies though. I don't know why I thought of that, but anyway, it's like, what do you do? To me, it's just a very open thing, and I realize that it comes down to, well, what they're doing is they're judging you, whether or not they make more money than you do, or how much money you make. That's how I feel about it. But so when you start doing, when you're on YouTube, and see, mine got started because my mom has been sick this year, and I was in the hospital with her. She was in the hospital for 5 months, and it was, there's and it's not because of her fault either, and it's like, I won't say much more, but anyway, so I'm sitting there 8 to 12 hours a day at least, right? And so I'm on YouTube, and I was like, well, let's just see how this goes. That's what I started doing, like the Friday Night Live, and started just getting into live stuff. And then people will come in, like nurses always come in, oh, so what do you do? And I'm looking, I'm going, oh, you're looking at right now. You just interrupted me while I was doing live chat. Like they don't, nobody can understand that.
Right.
And so it's like, I don't know. It's a weird thing. But it's a job. You have to keep it maintained as think of it like, here's your schedule. And you do an incredible job. I mean, I'll tell you what, you really are who I look up to.
Thank you.
You have it all together. You have it figured out, and you are taking you are evolving. So like, how like radio was a thing, and then all of a sudden this new invention, TV, came about, and radio people didn't really come over to TV. So or like newspaper was the first, right? And the newspaper went to radio, and then radio's TV. Now it's the internet, and you're actually evolving, and that's unlike, I don't remember, I was a journalism, I got that in my repertoire of degrees from UT. I went to school for a long time. I had a really good time. But anyway, it was public relations, and it was before they had a public relations department, so it was a journalism degree. I thought that was the weirdest thing. It was under that.
Yeah, they're kind of the same, but just like one's inverted. They're inverts of each other,
I didn't do any broadcasting, didn't do any talking. I just took all these, I don't know what all classes I took. But anyway, it worked. It meshed up with political science. So those two worked out for me. But no, I haven't, in any of that history that you learn about broadcasting and everything, nobody's been able to go to make that transfer. And you're doing it beautifully. And I'm so impressed. I'm telling you, that's why I do. I look up to you. I look around. I see what you're doing and stuff. And I know I'm totally fanboying right now. But I was thinking it was this chat, because this is the first time we've talked one-on-one enough now that this is probably the most comfortable I've felt around you. And I started thinking, like, when did I see you? And when you were talking about Joe. So I watched Good Logic, and then I'm flipping through. I'm like, oh, who's the? He's got another pretty face attorney. Where'd she come from? And that's what I thought of. I just thought about that. I was like, I thought you were another talking head attorney. I was like, oh, they're trying to get in on this case because YouTube figured out how to get people to watch trials. And then I realized later on, like, he was on like Nick Rekieta's, and he talked about that you had been on his show and that you were a journalist. I was like, oh, well, I take everything, all my predepositions about you. I used the wrong word there, but I'm gonna make it sound sexy. All my predisposed thoughts about you, and Grandma's house is here. She's a hoot, by the way. She reads children's books, and then late at night she comes into the chat and says, "This is Grandma After Dark." But yeah, she has a great sense of humor. But anyway, I went back and I watched you, and I was like, well, this is kind of refreshing. I don't know how Good Logic pulled this off, but it was great. You guys had great chemistry and everything, and so you were my go-to in that. How do I know? Have you said that lately? How you and how you got in there with Good Logic on the herd depth stuff?
It was so random.
That's awesome.
So I had a contact at Warner Brothers from a story that I had done years ago, and I had gotten I started watching. I got into the trial because it kept recommending Legal Bites, and I had already been subscribed to Emily D. Baker, but I checked out Legal Bites, and because Emily was on her own, and Rekieta was kind of on his own too, but I had already subbed to Rekieta as well because I actually had a clip from Rekieta covering the Rittenhouse trial in one of my primetime newscasts where I talked about the Rittenhouse trial and how the mainstream media was covering it one way, and how I said, but then there's an underbelly on the internet that are covering it a completely different way. And it was a clip of Rekieta, Legal Bites, and Andrew from Good Logic, where it's the scene where they asked the guy in the Rittenhouse trial, like, oh, did you pull your gun up first? And he's like, yep. And they're like, oh, that's it. That's the trial. And then you see Andrew like, oh, look at Big Boy. Look at Big Boy. And it was this whole chunk in my newscast. And anyway, so I had seen that Rekieta was on his own. I see Legal Bites, and I see where it's all these. I see where there's all these attorneys, and I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. There's, some, a little bit, like 3 or 4 or 5 attorneys. And then it got to be so big. And then that's where I first saw Joe, because then it was like, there was so many attorneys, and it was like, I was watching people watch a trial basically. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start watching Joe more. And, cause Joe would have like 2 or 3 people on, and I had happened to super chat into Joe, and I said, hey, I just got, a notice from my friend at Warner Brothers that they are having an emergency meeting about Amber Heard being removed from Aquaman 2. Mm-hmm. And he randomly messaged me and was like, hey, do you want in? And I was like, want into what? And he was like, do you want to come in onto my stream? He's like, I see that you're a news anchor. I think it'd be fun to have your point of view. And I was like, give me 20 minutes. And
so Joe contacted you.
Yep.
Oh, wait,
but
awesome.
he saw my super chat though, and then looked me up on Twitter, and then DM'd me on Twitter and was like, hey, do you want to come on? And so I was on for the very first day, and he had me kind of explain, what I'd done and how I had covered court cases from the media standpoint and what have you. And then after the show was over, he was like, hey, like you're great. You want to come on, like, you have carte blanche. You can come on the rest of the trial as long as you want. And I was like, okay. And so kind of, like I said, it's totally happened by accident. But as I always say, it's when opportunity meets preparation. I had already had all this prep from broadcast journalism and being a news anchor. However, I was totally new to the streaming game. But so then what would happen is when Joe and I would stream together, he would be talking about, and I would ask him, okay, what does that mean in legal terms? What does that mean? Because I knew from a layman's perspective, my own questions of what is, what was the one thing? It's, I forget what the term is, but, I would be like, okay, why did that objection happen? Or what does that objection mean? And he would start explaining it. And then I would monitor the chat. And then I would say, oh, so-and-so in the chat said this. Mm-hmm. And he started then seeing his numbers go up, because he's like, wait a minute, you're monitoring the chat for me. Or I would pull pictures, or I would pull, certain things, certain reports that were coming out, and we would look at it together. And then he started seeing his numbers go up, and he was like, wow, he's like, this is like having a live producer with me. And I was like, this is what I do during the news, So it was kind of like the law meets the media. And honestly, they're very, very similar, except it's just we look at things differently.
Yeah.
Lawyers look at it as to how to win over a jury. I look at it as how to win over an audience and winning over the lay people. But lawyers are looking at it as to win over a jury. But it's like, I used to report on what the jury was doing in a lot of these court cases. And I'm a regular person, like a jury member. Sometimes lawyers get too lawyerly, and they think, oh, the jury's going to do it like this. And it's like, nah, not really.
I hate that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you ask a journalist, a good journalist, you ask the hard questions.
Right.
And so that's where that lawyer asking questions. People think that they're hard questions. A lawyer they'll never ask a question that they don't know the answer to.
Right, exactly.
That's the key. If you can figure out what that meant. That took me so long to figure out what that meant. I never, it was my first year. I summered every year and worked in a law firm. Gosh, man, I flashbacks. Sorry. And I remember this one partner. This guy, man, I respected this guy. He was like the top notch. He is like one of those, like, you're like, this guy's way too smart to be doing what he does. And he was a farmer. I mean, he literally was like Green Acres. And he said, you never ask a question unless you know the answer. And I felt so dumb because I didn't know what to say. I was like, oh yeah, I know that. Or, or whatever. Because you're just put on the spot, and that's what a lot of lawyers want to act like they know all the answers to this stuff, and they don't. But you come in there, you ask those hard questions, and you make for a great show. And that's why I think Joe did a lot better job than about anybody else. Now listen, was that what got you into streaming then? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was it.
I didn't realize that. It's so cool.
That was it. And then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I've developed an audience. I walked out of the DEP trial with about like 12,000 subscribers. And then I was like, you know what?
Wow.
Why don't I used to do a newscast every night at 7 p.m. Why don't we just keep it going? And I started doing it, where I would have like 5 different topics that I would cover and whatnot. And then it just started just developing more and more. And then it was like, okay, we're doing this. And it worked out. And, like I said, I mean, it's one of those, I've seen other creators where they have a newscast put together and then they go through and edit it. But it's like, I want a live newscast because I want to be able to see what the audience is asking, if they have questions about something or adding to the story or what have you. And, I haven't seen any other YouTubers out there do that yet, where they have like an actual live newscast where people can, insert their opinions or questions. You do have like where it's you'll have like political commentators and stuff talk about news and what's happening and what's going on, but they're coming at it from an angle of, well, I'm a progressive or I'm a Republican, whereas I'm like, I don't like any of them. So,
yeah, you're like me. You're like me. I don't like any of them. Well, okay, so let me ask you this. I know we've been on here for a long time, and this is something that's important. Give everybody your schedule. Like, when do you? I know you've said it already. You're 9:30 in the mornings. You're on your local.
Or 9:15 in the morning. Yeah.
9:15. That's Central Time.
Central Time, yeah. So
All
like
right,
10:15 in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, I have to convert that to real time, which is Eastern.
So yeah, 10:15 Eastern, 9:15 Central.
On locals, and then when's your show on YouTube?
Every night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central.
Every night, is that now? What about Sundays? What are you gonna be doing with that?
Okay, so then Friday nights I cover the news a little bit, but then I have Conspiracy Corner with Legal Vices. That's from 8 p.m. to kind of whenever, and that's where we talk. Like this week, we're going to be talking Bigfoot. Legal Vices has like a personal story when it comes to Bigfoot, and I'm going to be talking about the house. If you remember Chris Watts, who was the guy who killed his family to have an affair, basically in Colorado. Apparently the house out in Colorado is seeing a lot of paranormal activity now. Like neighbors are calling in about it. So we talk paranormal, we talk conspiracies, we talk aliens, Bigfoot, like whatever. It's a super fun show. And then Saturday nights, usually sometimes Saturday is either a break or if there's crazy breaking news going on, I'll pop on a Saturday night. And then Sunday, I like to get all of you guys to come on and I just do Sunday scaries, like just scary stories or like, whatever to get ready for Monday.
What time do you do Sunday?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Okay,
Eastern.
so everything with you is 8 p.m. That's awesome. That's a great time frame there. You got so tonight. Then you'll be 8 p.m. on Fair and Balanced. You guys go subscribe to. Let me change that up. Let me find your channel again, and put you on the top of the thing. You like that how I talk? The top of the thing. Let me put you on top of the thing. I mean, jeez Louise, man, what's wrong with
You're
me?
fine. You're fine. Some were asking. Some were asking, is it going to be on your channel or Legal Vices? We kind of go back and forth, but this week it's on my channel, I believe.
Well, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
So, yep. No, I don't want to. I don't want to bounce here, but I got to get going because I got to go take Buddy for a walk.
Yeah,
but it's been fun.
That.
It's been fun. Thanks so much for having me on.
Hey, thanks for coming in, and yeah, I'll send you a thank you in one of the messaging apps we have. So, but anyway,
sounds good.
Yeah, get out of here. Go take Buddy for a walk. I'm gonna put your stuff on the top of the stream, and then I'm gonna say bye to everybody too. So
yeah, and make sure you promote yourself too. You don't have to keep promoting me. Promote yourself.
I know. I forget. Yeah, guys, please subscribe to me while you're here. I appreciate it. There's the link to Fair and Balanced, and actually that's it for me too. I'm going to end the stream right now. So yeah, please subscribe. Don't forget The Expert. Don't forget Fair and Balanced. And guys, tonight is you got a lot of options. A lot of stuff's happening. So I will probably not be doing a nightcap tonight, because this was a great surprise. Again, we have to thank Farron so much. That was a wonderful surprise. I can't thank her enough. She is a truly great person, a great friend. And it's great. Here's one of those things that are great about when you start to know somebody like this is that you can start feeling like how they think. And so like, it's like, have you ever had that time where you're like, oh, hey, I wonder what so-and-so thinks? And you're like, but like, I don't want to bother them with a message or whatnot. Well, it's like with Farron's like, I bet she thinks this same way. And, oh, man, you know what? This whole time, and I even had it written down. There's a buddy of mine he has a radio show, a real radio show guy, Bob Yarborough in Knoxville. And he used to be a TV person. And he was digging the Fair and Balanced with the Chocolate Lab picture I put on Twitter. So, anyway, guys, thank you, Devante. Thank you for being here. Julie Moss, Leesom, Nicholas Taylor, Shaney, Sinbad, Volstorm, Tom Gillis, Cake or Death. Man, I love you guys. I'm so happy you came here. Did I say Julie Moss already? I can't remember. Bella's here. How you doing, Bella? You guys are just... Oh, Grimm's Bar. Dude, Grimm, man. I think since Saturday, the world's been turned on its ear, man. I love it. I love it. Guys, Grimm's Bar just finally broke the monetization mark. So you can harass him too. Yeah, Cake or Death was here, Devante. Let's see, where'd they go? They stopped in, dropped a heart, and then dropped off. Oh, yeah, here they go. Just popped in. But yeah, guys, it's great. Some of these people, they're so wonderful, and it's so bad when you have this toxicity that we've had here lately. It's made me want to just do a lot of big changes, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick here. We have our core, and we'll just continue to have fun, rock and roll, drink our martinis. Be sure and get your refill, and don't forget to tip your bartender. If they gave you 3 olives, a martini without 3 olives is not a martini. It's a half teeny. Oh my gosh, Michelle is at 1 a.m. in the UK. Thank you, Michelle, for coming by here. Mary, I appreciate you coming by. Thank you for the kind words. Guys, it's stuff like this. I love this. I love the champagne glasses. You guys, it's stuff like this that really, you have no idea. I love you, Grandma's House. I really do. Like, well, it's funny. It's like meditation listening to you. If you guys haven't checked out Grandma's House, please go check it out. It just go into the YouTube search thing. I'm going to put Grandma's House. I'm going to put her down on my channels. Okay. So, you'll be able to find her at the bottom of my channel. Yeah, Samit, thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. And then, Take Her Death. I love this. Tonight, I will be... Yeah, I've got to get off Australian time. So tonight, everybody, at 8:30, Madcore is having a stream. And now Madcore has gone through a lot of this YouTube drama. He got demonetized. He's got a strike until September 16th, I think he said, or 17th. But he's having a stream. He invited me on. He invited Volstorm on. Volstorm, I didn't see if you... Did you say you were going to make it? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're just going to say that Volstorm is going to make it. And if he's not there, we'll harass him, okay? We'll harass Volstorm if he doesn't show up. He has... it's weird. So now he's sitting there. He's trying to do real people, 3D work. I just reading the chat. I didn't understand Squad Bob's comment. Volstorm's trying to do 3D work, right? He's in the real world trying to do the thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn it, expert, you're calling me out, and yes, all these people are out here saying they want me on here. He's like, okay, fine. So that's how I imagine his brain's working. It better be. But anyway, listen, guys, I love y'all. This is one of those like send-offs where I can't stop because you know what? I'm pumped up. I'm hyper. I love this. Today's a great day. We all needed this. And, that's not good. Why did it get demonetized, Grandma? Yeah, that's not good at all. Well, Devanti will be there. That's right. Devanti will be there. Gosh, see, and listen, y'all, I truly do love Devanti. When we say, like, Tube Twins, that's why it means so much. Like, I'm stuttering over trying to find the right words to say. And she's been through a lot that she didn't deserve, and she's still trucking, and she's still here, and it's awesome, awesome, awesome. And she is about to, what's going to happen is she's going to break away and start being just growing all by herself and get away from all the drama. And it's going to be awesome. I got, you know what? I'm screenshotting that. You better believe it, I am. Let's see, where'd that go? Come on, screenshot. There you go. Yes, I want to thank all my one camels here. I saw that, Shaney and Sinbad. Thank you. All right, look at this. I am screenshotting this, and I'm going to share this on my Twitter. Because that is really cool. Thank you, Divinity. But anyway, guys, listen, have a great rest of your day. Hope to see you tonight at Madcore's. And until then, be good. Wait, hold on. What? It's music to sleep or meditate to, and they said it wasn't different enough. Ooh. So did you get a strike? I guess I'll go find it instead of trying to talk to chat. So I don't know. I always feel like it's kind of rude when I stop everything and like, oh wait, guys, it's been perfect tonight. And with that, I'm gonna do a quick out because Shady says she likes them. Anyway, love you guys. See you tonight. Peace.